Fam, how you doing tonight? Everything all right? Yeah, as you know, yesterday would have been Monday Night SmackDown, Monday Night Raw. We had to skip that due to technical difficulties. Things had to be changed and shuffled, and things like that. Tonight it's SmackDown. Anything the WWE has to do with. If it's good for George, it's good for us. Oh, God, what a week. And this week leading up to the week of weeks, this is the week that if the 49ers succeed in taking out the Browns, which I'm almost sure they're going to, I really am. I'm getting more confident the more I think about this. They do this, they become legit. 4-0, NFC, the best there is. I don't care about them talking about the way things look at this particular time. You can suspect that the Cowboys and Patriots are headed for Super Bowl. Oh, really? Are you guys just still hanging on to the Cowboys, huh? Well, hang on to them. Anyway, let us continue. Jerry Rice sees Deebo Samuel as the 49ers' go-to receiver. And could Coach Shanahan be the COY Coach of the Year? What are the odds? Think about it for a moment. Let me run down a few things. 49ers have been searching for the elusive number one receiver since Terrell Owens left the starting roster. Am I right? Of course they have. This has been going on for a long time. Jerry Rice, a few months ago, was campaigning for Antonio Brown to come and fill that void. Well, Rice has seemingly saw enough of Deebo Samuel to crown the rookie as the Niners' go-to guy already. We've even said this, but who are we? We don't know. We've never been out on the NFL gridiron and caught no passes. It knows what it takes exactly to make that kind of announcement. But do you agree with Jerry? Also, Kyle Shanahan will most likely be considered Coach of the Year should the current trend continue throughout the 2019 campaign. This only makes sense, right? Nate Burleson. Yeah, the guy we love to hate. Or used to, of all people, has had some nice things to say about the brilliant mind of Kyle Shanahan. I guess all it takes is winning, right? The question is, what are the odds of Coach Shanahan receiving the prestigious award this year? Fam, I got some input from you on that, huh? Jerry Rice, the greatest to ever play the game, has been very busy of late making the NFL rounds on 95.7 The Game, NFL Network, the Rap Sheet and Friends podcast, and took the time out to speak to Matt Mayalko of NBC Sports Bay Area on the latest 49ers Insider podcast. A lot of what Rice had to say has already been heard on other media outlets, but Mayalko did ask JR what he thinks about the team's current crop of wideouts. I remember at one point during the offseason, as I mentioned, Rice was heavily campaigning for a wedding between the 49ers and Antonio Brown, who was in with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And little did we know about AB, other than the fact that everybody wanted him. Well, most of us did. And sign him up, Coach. We need that number one. Get him in here. Rice has said, here he is, here he is, here he is. He's out there working out, training with him, getting every influence he could to get him on the 49er roster. Here we are 9 months later. Doesn't seem like it's been that long, does it? There's something wrong with this report. Has it been that long? We were talking about Rice, or we were talking about Brown before the season started. Got it. Wow. Maybe. Yeah, well, anyway, AB's been with the Raiders, brief stint with the New England Patriots. He may never play football again due to his off-field behavior. We've already said it enough, and some people still take exception to it, saying things like, man, we dodged the bullet. Good Lord. And then, I'm not going to take any school up on this, okay? Many analysts and fans alike will agree the 49ers lack a true number one, opted to go the receiver by committee route. But rookie Deebo Samuel currently leads that committee with 11 receptions for 147 yards with a touchdown. He's only a baby boy rookie. You can actually see where this picture's starting to form and where this may end, right? About that situation, Rice said in his interview with Malco, I think, quote, I think they're playing, they're winning by committee. Deebo Samuel, I think he's a go-to guy. This guy catches the football. He's very physical. He goes across the middle. He does everything, and he doesn't shy away. I think these guys are going to continue to put up numbers. And I think Jimmy G is going to be feeding them. Unquote. Hall of Famer, the incomparable Jerry Rice. His sentiments. I think a lot of us have fallen in line behind that even before Jerry spoke. And I want to see more of Jalen Hurd because there's something about that beast that I got a feeling is going to actually compete with Deebo. You're not going to take Dante Pettis completely out of the picture, but Dante may have, and I'm saying that, fam, here's the reason why I'm saying that is because I think he's going through a mental overhaul. That display we seen after the touchdown the other day was not normal. Not from Dante. Now, he may decide he's had enough. And if he does with his skill level, oh, look out, fam. Cannot be denied. He can play if he wants to. And, fam, have you thought about Kyle Shanahan becoming the coach of the year of 2019? You maybe should. Unless the 49ers are wiped out by injuries this season, they could seriously do some serious damage. They're doing okay as a team, but only okay right now. But here's the thing. They're only doing okay right now. They're stumbling to wins. Stumbling to wins, fam. You know what? In the NFL, to stumble to a win is saying something big about a team. Since when you fall and stumble and make mistakes? 5 turnovers. 5. And you saw the Steelers just yesterday. That is not a chump team. 49ers did well to survive that attack. So the next time you start talking about the offensive line, don't. They made it through that game and they won. Showed a lot of character at the end, and Jimmy G came alive as a quarterback that a lot of us know he is. And I tell you what, fam, when Kyle Shanahan gets through fixing that machine, the NFL needs to be worried. They need to be concerned. And guess who was a fan? MVP typically stands for most valuable player, but when the Good Morning Football guys got together, they was asked to name their MVPs for the first quarter of the 2019 season. Nate Burleson, of all people, stood up, went with his most valuable person. That's because the name he selected isn't actually a player. Burleson named Coach the San Francisco 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan. You got to see the episode. It is unbelievable. Burleson notes that Shanahan had to deal with a lot during his first 2 seasons as an NFL head coach. And like devastating injuries, amid a complete roster overhaul as we witnessed, now the 49ers sit atop the NFC West with a perfect 3-0 record. Burleson said, quote, "This year, we finally feel like we see exactly the reason why they hired Kyle Shanahan. So MVP, he might not get Coach of the Year." Unquote. But suddenly, after a moment's thought, Burleson stopped and corrected himself. He continued, "Actually, I'm not going to say that right now because they're undefeated. Could win the NFC West. And right now, I'm going to go with the most valuable person in the NFL is Kyle Shanahan. Because when you use the word relevance, it's big in football. Because what we do is talk about the cool teams, the markets, right? The big cities, the bright lights. Right now, the Niners should be talked about way more. I want to highlight the coach because Kyle Shanahan right now is proving why he's one of the better minds in the business. These are things we already knew. We've been aware of for a long time. I was delighted when he first became coach, and Jed said he hired him. I was out of my mind with elation. I said, you know what? That man's brilliance is something we need. Bring him to San Francisco. And here he is. And now we're saying things like this. By the way, before I get over to I want to show you something here just to make you feel good about what's going to happen here next Monday night. And just looking back at some comparative stats, I want to thank Joshua Niners fan Pence. Thanks, Joshua Niners fans Pence. As you said, here's something you might want to use in your program, Ron. He says, Garoppolo, 13 starts. He's 11-2. 294 for 445. He's just had a 66% clip, 3,707 yards, 22 TDs. And mind you, that's an 11-game stretch. Now, he needs to get hooked up this year and start rolling because he's not on this pace just yet. 12 INTs, rating 97.1, 31 sacks. Meanwhile, we look over at Mayfield, Mrs. Baker's baby boy. Notice how I turned that around, Mrs. Baker? Because he's not. Anyway, 17 starts. He's only got 8 wins and 9 losses. 392 yards out of 625. 392 attempts out of 625. That's 63.8%. 3,725 yards, 31 TDs, 20 INTs. He's rated at 90.0 and 37 sacks. He is not in Jimmy G's class, actually. Just a little thing to think about between now and next week. And as Jimmy continues to evolve into the season, he will look a little bit more like this Jimmy, probably within the next, maybe even this week. For sure within the next 3 or 4 weeks. Hey, one more thing I need to address. Because I got Niners knock 'em cold. This is my queen of 18 years. Niners knock 'em down. You knew I wasn't going to forget. Niners knock 'em cold. You can catch him on Twitter by that name, Niners. 9 ERS, knock 'em cold. This is my queen of 18 years. Birthday was last week. Mine is tomorrow, October 2nd. Can we get a Niners birthday shout out? You know you can. Niners knock 'em cold. I wish you to get. Sometimes I should check out. I didn't see his name though. Anyway. Happy Niners birthday. Tonight is knock 'em dead. Oops. Not 'em knock 'em Cole's queen. Happy Niners knock 'em Cole's queen's birthday. Let me get this mixed up. To you, happy Niners birthday to you. And he sounds like he's awfully grateful for you too. And tell you what I'm going to do. And Niners knock 'em cold. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm thinking about being back tomorrow, so why don't we just go ahead and do your birthday tomorrow, okay? Yeah. All right. And Josh says, what's up? This game on Monday is going to be legendary for the Niners this season. This team reminds me of the 94-95 team when we won the Super Bowl. Ow! Slick 687, what's up, Ronbo? 49ers, the only there must be an undefeated team in the NFC. Undefeated team in the NFC. And Harvey Huegas, he said, I don't trust the consistency of the Browns as a whole team, and that head coach is suspect. Amen to that. Oh, amen to that. That head coach, I doubt he makes it through the season, though. He may make it through the season, but he ain't gonna be back next year. Andrew 49, what's good, Ronbo? Burleson, Deebo, rookies gonna shine. I agree. 49ers and Rockets rider. My God, ESPN first take are some freaking haters. They don't. They want to show 49ers no respect. Oh, Stephen A. All right. Leroy Phillips Sr., Niners have more Monday night victories than any team. Let's keep that winning streak going. There's something to think about, too. And this year they could be pumped up. Oh, I see the Niners coming up like crazy fired up just because of the position they're in. And they're starting to believe in each other. And you know this. Austin, what's up? Austin.
Ronbo.
Austin. Tell you what,
How you doing?
Oh, man, I tell you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly. You can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Yeah. Hey, listen, we got a candidate for number one receiver. And do you agree or disagree? Mm-hmm. Add to that. And also, Kyle Shanahan is being what are the possibilities of being coach of the year? I mean, you run all over that. What do you got to say?
Yeah, well, first off with the Deebo thing, I think he could be our number one receiver, but in Shanahan's offense, I don't think – I mean, he likes distributing the ball, so
True.
He's not going to be like the kind of person that just like takes over games like other teams that have like a target where they target him like gets like tons of targets, because we got also we got to give the ball to Hurd. We got Taylor when he comes back. We got Pettis, but I do think that he has the highest ceiling out of all of our people in our receiving core.
There you go. And in the clutch situation,
and then
who are you going to be looking for out there? It could actually be George Kittle as well. So you're right. By design, it's hard to actually give a ID card saying, I'm the number one receiver of the 49ers. It's hard to do, isn't it? I agree.
Yeah. In clutch situations, honestly, I know I'm going to get a lot of hate when I say this, but if I were Jimmy G, I would throw it to Taylor, because, I mean, he had the best camp. We haven't seen him yet, but he had the best camp out of all the receivers so far. And I think that, he just has really consistent hands. He runs great routes. And you saw Jimmy target him in 2017. Well, as far as the coaching thing, honestly, I am so happy with the way our coaching is looking, because not only do we have Kyle Shanahan, who's an offensive genius, but give some love to Saleh. I know you were talking about how we had no weapons.
I said, you know how much I love Saleh. Get on, preach on it. Yes.
I was like, okay, we can't blame everything on a coach when you don't have any pass rush at all.
Thank you.
So I think that, now that we have that, I don't know. I just think Saleh is going to out-coach the crap out of Freddie Kitchens, because he's not a good play caller. Calling draw on 4th and 9, I mean, come on. I could have played called better than that. I'm terrible at Madden.
I just can't believe Odell and some of the other guys. You know, they got a lot of outspoken guys, and especially like Baker. Baker's actually one who got, what's his name, fired out of Cleveland. But you know what? If they continue to have these kind of days, and if they lose Monday night over some idiotic play calls, watch that locker room collapse.
Explode, when you have divas like Odell.
And Baker's bad
glad
too.
We didn't get Odell.
Oh,
God. I saw a stat prediction. If Odell keeps this up on what he's been doing, he wouldn't even get 1,000 yards in the season. He'd get like 800 something. Which it's just, I don't know. It's why I find that funny.
And if he would have stopped acting up, he'd be in New York with a quarterback that Daniel Jones. I got a feeling he might be okay.
I'm rooting for Daniel Jones more than anybody else that's not on the Niners, because of all that. Just because right when I saw when Baker said that made me so mad. I don't know why, but it's like
he was out of line.
He hasn't even played in the league yet. Yeah, he hasn't even played in the league yet. And Baker, you won what, like 7 games last year? That's it. Super impressive. I mean,
that's it.
I don't know.
This is why he's going to become that guy that's going to be fun to watch lose. Baker's taking. I'm not taking up for Antonio Brown, but what is Baker taking shots at Antonio Brown for? He needs to stay off of Twitter. Just leave people alone, Baker.
Yeah, for sure.
Focus. You're not winning any games. What are you doing?
Hey, Ronbo. You know what I'm excited to see?
Who's that?
I'm excited to see a remake of that one play in college where Bosa tackles Baker in the end zone for a safety and a fumble.
I know you saw that highlight.
Was it a fumble? Did he fumble that?
I need to go back and look at it again. You know what? I'm gonna go find that and post it up all over my social media. You gave me the idea.
Yeah. I have a screenshot of the. I think it's on my Twitter. I have a screenshot of when Baker's on the ground and Bosa's standing right over him, and I was like, "This is a visual representation of what's gonna happen on Monday."
Awesome. What you got? Social media? What? Do you go by the same name on Twitter and Instagram?
No, my Twitter is 49er Housen. So 49er.
You're 49er Housen. Okay. All right.
That's me.
I got to see this photo. Oh, God. See, this is what we got to look forward to. And our guy Nick is probably going to feel better than he has all season long this Monday night.
Yeah, don't expect him to be falling down like he did in Tampa Bay when I think that was because of his ankle, because he just kind of stumbled. He You didn't see him do that in college. You saw him in college. He was just like a
He's
motor.
sure-footed. He was
got
like,
after every quarterback.
balance was incredible, guys, and his bend ability and his reach around. And guys that were escaping him, that ends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
We're gonna go. And listen, tell you what, fam. I'm thinking I'm gonna go back tomorrow. I'm gonna do my best, but between now and then, all right.
Well, thanks, Ronbo.
Hey,
I hit that like button.
All right, man. I'm gonna go check out that photo. I want to see that. Have a good night, fam.
You too.
Allison. Hey, player button one, Andre.
Ronbo. No, he didn't. Yes, he did. He knocked down the curtain. What's happening, man?
Drake, man, I'm just sitting there back up tripping on Jerry Rice coming out making him announce what you know how he likes to do, and he just named Deebo. Probably the man to go to. He might be, but like House pointed out, we don't hardly have a go-to guy. We got lots of them, but which one do you go to under serious pressure?
I mean, you never know with Kyle Shanahan, man. Kyle Shanahan doesn't have, number one wide receivers. He distributes the ball. Yeah. And I mean, it could be anybody. I mean, would you have thought that they would went to Dante Pettis on, the play that scored?
Yeah.
Like I didn't expect that. If anything, I would have thought it would have been George Kittle. You know what I mean? Or throw a fade route to somebody. You know what I mean? But I mean, you never know with Kyle Shanahan, so I don't necessarily want to say
put that hang that sign on nobody.
Yeah, I don't want to hang that. Nah, bro, don't do that, Jerry. Don't do that. Don't put no unrealistic expectations on a rookie wide receiver like Deebo. He's doing what he's supposed to be doing right now, and we should just be happy with that, bro. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna put that tag on nobody because I want everybody to eat. I don't want just one guy to eat. I don't want to have no scenario like Baker Mayfield where he got to make sure that each guy has the same amount of, the same amount of touches, bro. Like, no, we don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Whoever is producing in that game, whoever is producing. And, one of the things I love to hear is George Kittle say, man, I don't care about getting the ball. You know what I mean? If I like to block anyways, you know what I'm saying? If that's going to help my team win, then that's what I have to do to help the team win. That's what we want. We don't want that number one wide receiver discussion or none of that type of stuff, man. We just want to win games. But there is something that I do want to talk about that kind of, pissed me off, or should I say rubbed me the wrong way. Why is John Lynch talking about possibly trading for Emmanuel Sanders instead of trading for Chris Harris Jr.? What is going on in San Francisco?
No, wait a minute.
Why would you do that?
Bring me up to date on this.
Yeah, you ain't heard about that?
I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know he's trying to work out any trades. Really?
Yeah, man. So Emmanuel Sanders and Chris Harris Jr. These are guys who've been in the league for a while. They're coming towards the end of their career, and it was decided by John Elway and those two guys that it's best for them to work on the trade so they can get with a team that they could possibly make a playoff and go to the Super Bowl. And they basically decided that early this week. And so there's an article written. It's on the San Francisco 49ers page where it says there's been whispers around the office that there's a possible trade in works for Emmanuel Sanders.
Now who's going to be the 49ers trade piece?
No, they're talking about a draft pick, but that doesn't matter, Ronbo. Emmanuel Sanders is making $13 million this year. Why would you waste a draft pick on Emmanuel Sanders? We already have, Taylor. We already have Deebo. We already have Marquise. Why are you going to waste $13 million on this guy this year and then waste the pick and then he could possibly walk away at the end of the year? That just makes no damn sense. If you're going to do that, go get Chris Harris Jr.
Yeah.
I don't know. It don't make no sense. If you're going to do anything, go get Chris Harris Jr. You can get Chris Harris Jr., you know what I mean, for like $6-7 million this year. Like, why the fuck are y'all even talking about getting another wide receiver? And we just drafted two, and they look pretty damn good at right now from what I've seen. So why are you even talking about that? Chris Harris Jr. is a lockdown Pro Bowl, top tier cornerback, and we don't have Witherspoon right now. Why in the hell are you talking about even going to get Emmanuel Sanders?
Exactly, and Verrett doesn't look like he's ready to roll. Dre, let me
ask
you a question.
What the fuck is going on?
Dre, let me ask you a question, though. Does this make you worry or think about Jalen Hurd? Is he going to be okay? He has some kind of a hairline fracture in his back. They just revealed that, right, a couple of weeks ago. Is it more serious than they're letting us know?
Nah, I don't necessarily think that. You know what I
Well,
mean?
why would you be why would you be worrying about picking up Emmanuel
I
Sanders?
don't know. I guess they, I guess they might want another playmaker. You know what I mean? Trent Taylor's foot might not hold up. I
See,
don't necessarily know. You know what I'm saying? We just don't know. We're on the outside looking in, but I know it's a sure thing that they're definitely in talks about possibly trading for Emmanuel Sanders and not.
and it sounds like a desperation move. That's why I wonder. Wait a minute. What else do we not know about? Why would you pursue that?
Yeah. So I just, I could definitely see Kyle thinking in his head, like, if you got a guy like Emmanuel Sanders who is, the brother can ball. You know what I'm saying? You can put him on the outside. He's deadly. He's deadly in the slot. Yeah, he's deadly in the slot. You could throw a screen and he could turn it into a 65-yard touchdown. You know what I mean? And so, I get why Kyle Shanahan is possibly thinking about it. Kyle Shanahan, he just thinks about, what I can do with this guy in my offense.
What does it take to get better?
And I get that. But, bruh, if you told me Chris Harris Jr. or Emmanuel Sanders, man, look here, man, give me Chris Harris Jr., bruh. Chris Harris Jr. is a dog. And he's won a Super Bowl, so that's another guy that can come on the team with that Super Bowl and that veteran presence along with Richard Sherman. And, and Emmanuel Sanders, he's one of those guys, if he don't get his touches, he's going to cry in the media after the game. We don't need that.
And there's another thing.
It's been happening this
locker
year.
Room. Exactly. I agree.
Yeah, we don't need that, bruh. He's been crying this year about losing. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, we don't need that.
Dre,
I don't get it.
We go stop. I tell you what, I'm hopefully you see tomorrow. I'm going to look into this because I want to find out some more.
Yes, sir.
It's very interesting.
Yes, sir. Look into it, my God. All right, man. Shout out to the TNT fam and the Niner Empire, man. Trey Fest, big show. You know what I'm saying? Player partner Will, Russo, Shay Lewis, Jerry Fresh, all the guys, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's go and get this win. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be eating some dogs on Monday. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm telling you right now, get that food ready. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, Dre.
Dog.
Good night, fam.
All right, bro. Peace.
And let's go check out Phil. Phil, come on in, Phil.
Hey, Ronbo.
Phil, if anybody, Phil, shed some light on what you just heard from Dre, please. Have you heard?
Yeah, I think Dre doesn't need to get upset. I just think it's Lynch trying to help the team, and he's looking at every opportunity, and nothing's probably going to come of the Emmanuel Samuel thing. I just don't see it. Not with the cap and everything else.
See, that's what I was going to ask you about next.
It's just Lynch just plugging, he's just on the phone. He's doing what he should do. Balky never did this, all right? So
because nobody ever answered Trent's phone. I got him on. Oh, there's his ID. That's Trent. Don't answer. Yeah. God.
Yeah. I mean, come on. So I think just John is trying to improve the team every chance he can. He's putting feelers out there. What's going on? Just like he talked about, Jalen Ramsey, but it appears that Jacksonville didn't want to trade him because he offered a first-round pick, but he didn't want to give up 2 first-round picks, and so. Somebody offered 2 first-round picks, and Jacksonville even turned that down. So
they don't want to trade him. They don't. I knew they didn't.
They don't want to trade him.
Yeah.
But it's just that these things happen. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes, and frankly, I think he stands pat with what we got. And once Akello comes back, I think we're going to be solid. And Staley comes back, we'll be solid.
Phil, I'm glad you brought up. Is this week number 2 since Akello? Okay, we got 2 more weeks after Monday night before the triumphant return of Akello Witherspoon. So I think we'll be okay. Phil.
So we got the Rams and the Redskins.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. The Rams are going to be tough.
Yeah. Because they're mad.
But the Redskins, I'm not worried about them.
No.
Without Akello, we still win that game.
Yeah. And also, what's going on with Jason Verrett? Phil, you seem to know some things that are. What is Jason okay? What's going on with him?
I think he'll be okay. He's just got rust,
A
a lot of rust.
Yeah.
So, and even though we may start Mosley, and he'll be fine.
I think so
He'll be
too,
fine.
actually. Yeah.
And I don't even know if Landry's going to start. He's going through concussion protocol right now. So
Yeah, I know, right?
we don't know if he's
Yeah.
available. So
You know what? I don't worry about Landry because it's either K'Wan Williams, who I have a lot of faith in, and you can always put, if things go really south, put in my boy J-Dub in the slot. He loves that spot too. So I have no fear of this situation.
no, we've got plenty of guys in depth back there to handle this team. And, what's his name's going to be on his back from,
Most of the time,
both
anyway.
Anyway, so what the hell?
That's what I keep telling people. We're never going to
the
beat
other
anybody
thing I
with
wanna
that secondary.
touch on-
What do you mean we're not going to beat anybody with that secondary? Have you seen what quarterbacks look like when they're secondary? You and I, Phil, you and I and others can play the secondary now. We can sit back and lay down on the field eating popcorn as that quarterback's trying his best to get a window that's 3 inches wide to throw into. Come on.
I think once Spoon is the biggest example. Once he realized that the pass rush is, 3
Devastating.
Mississippi or less,
Yeah.
he charged on the ball. He broke on the ball a lot harder.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't playing off the ball so much and being scared about going over the top.
Mm-hmm.
So, that
It
it's
changes.
confidence with your DBs, with your defensive line, getting to the quarterback, stopping the run, and breaking on the ball. So that is now starting to come to fruition
Yes.
to where we're the second best defense in the league.
Yes.
And I like our defense. I'm not touching a thing. I'm not touching a thing on offense. We got the
If it
wide
ain't broke,
receivers,
yeah,
got the stall of wide receivers that we can go to. I think Jimmy G is going to get more confidence with them as
and
play goes
more accurate
on.
and efficient. Yeah.
Exactly, and I think we're going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
We got the best offensive line in the division. We've got the best defensive line in the division.
Yep.
And I think we can win this division, easily.
We're supposed to, just the things you said alone. We're already supposed to be winning.
Now,
We gave up
I
20
do wanna
points to the
touch
Steelers,
base-
but it was donated.
I want to touch base on the Armstead situation
Go right ahead.
because I didn't have a chance last show.
Okay, go ahead.
And
About a minute to go.
Okay, so to franchise him, like Big Show said, would be stupid. Okay, all right. Sorry, Big Show. You'd have to pay him $21 million, and we only have $28 million in cap space. Okay, so in 2020, so that ain't going to happen, right? He's making $9 million. He's probably going to want that the following year. You got $28 million in cap space. You got to pay $10 million for your rookies to come in, your draft choices, although we don't have a second-round pick. But I just think that we've got too much depth at the defensive line. They're going to let him go. We're going to get a third-round pick in compensation for him and, just go with it. I think we've got too many holes to fill other than defensive line because we're stacked in the defensive line. And although, Armstead's playing extremely well, he's playing for a contract. And, I just don't think we have the cap space or we've got too much depth at the defensive line to bring him back. I'd be very surprised if he's back.
And like you're saying, sacrifices are going to have to be made next year. And it might be more than Armstead, too. That's just really scary. And I hope that's not the case.
Well, I don't think so, but we've got 44 people on contract next year after this year.
Yeah, it is legal.
So we only
9
need
people on
like
to
7,
deal
8,
with.
9, 10 players to get to the 53 mark.
Yeah.
But we got to sign Matty B. We got to sign Jay Webb. We got to sign some of these other guys
And
that
Kittle.
are on 1-year contract.
There's several others.
Well, no, Kittle's under contract next year.
You can pick up,
after
one more
that, we're going to have to sign him.
Yeah, and they're going to try to sign him in advance because he's going to ask for alarm load. Anyway, Phil, we're going to have to stop here.
Defoe too. So I just can't see Armstead taking up that much cap space going forward.
We'll see about that. All right. All right,
Yeah,
Phil.
well, that's my opinion.
You're probably
Anyway,
right.
Ronbo,
Yeah.
we'll talk later. We got to win, and I'm also pissed off about us getting dished in the power rankings again.
Yeah. And all right, by the way,
So,
it's unofficial about the flexing next Sunday as well. I just noticed that. So, but anyway. All right, Phil.
I think they're going to do it though because
maybe.
it's a bigger game than what they have scheduled. So
All right, Phil.
Anyway.
All right, fam.
All right.
See you. All right. Have a good night, Phil.
Bye.
And let's go check out Tony.
What's up, Ronbo?
Tony, I'm telling you, man, it's all kinds of things are up. And one thing, Phil just like, I got to think about Arik Armstead. He's probably telling the truth, but I really hate to see him go. If he's on another team next year, and I know who's going to pick him up, the Hawks are going to pick him up in a heartbeat, or the Cardinals, because they're having issues too. He's going to play in our division. This is what kills me. If anything, the 49ers should think about trading him if they're going to get rid of Walk. But Tony, what are you thinking tonight? I got my Jerry Rice coming out of nowhere and appointing Deebo Samuel as being that man who calls himself the number one of the 49ers roster. And Coach of the Year, Nate Burleson says he is not the MVP, but the most valuable person. Your thoughts on this and anything else you want to add?
I like what I see from Deebo. Deebo's been good. Actually, I feel like a lot of the rookie wide receivers have been pretty good this year.
True.
But I like what we got from Deebo. He's a tough. I can't wait to see what Jalen Hurd does when he gets back. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know he's still learning the position. I just mean I'm excited to see what they do with him. I think they're going to put him back as a running back. I wouldn't be surprised maybe.
But there's
if
no need for that.
Where they bring Tevin Coleman back and they don't play.
Yeah, but still,
Jeff Wilson, that they might use Hurd.
But
as a runner.
Well, if they make Wilson sit, right? But
as a receiver and a runner, a slash player, they might use him the jet sweeps.
His speed
do that
is
with
probably
every other receiver. You won't do that with the former running back. That
true,
but you want
to use Goodwin, the guys with the maximum speed. You'd rather use Goodwin or even Marquise. You want to use those guys with that blazing speed.
Frankie G's still getting 100 yards against the best defense, one of the best run defenses in the league, though.
Frankie G.
And he ain't no.
He is not.
Frank Gore. He ain't no young fresh chicken no more.
Yeah, but he's not to be compared to these guys. I mean, that's two other levels up. So, and not for now, anyway. We don't have anybody to resemble Frank Gore. But, yeah. You know what I'm thinking, though, when you got a roster like this, when you don't put guys in positions where there's guys who probably do a better job. So, you go ahead and let there's so many other ways to use Jalen Hurd, red zone, mismatches all day. If you want to put him out in a running back position, put him out in a bubble screen and let him work his way there. Because that's what Kyle does anyway. He puts the ball in his playmakers' hands on short routes and lets them do their thing. And in that case, yeah. So, but let him use his height.
Yeah, well, I don't think they're going to make him a running back too many times. I just think a few plays, they might do that.
Yeah, he's got the ability for sure.
He does have the experience. Yeah. But, man, what can we say, man? We're 3-0. We're leading not only in the NFC West, but also the NFC.
Yeah.
And this is not a fluke. No. Everything's going to get better. This defense is legit.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield, I do like him as a prospect, as a young quarterback. I do like him. Yeah. But not this week. He holds the ball too long. You can't hold the ball too long with these guys that we got, Ronbo.
And he's not going to be able to see Monday either.
Guys that we got.
Oh.
I am sad about Akilla being out because I wanted to see him against OBJ. I wanted to see that matchup.
And he wanted to.
I really wanted to see that matchup. So we do have to be careful, though. I mean, we're going to win, but I think we have to be careful with OBJ. I mean, till we see what Emmanuel Mosley can do. But also, he's a good guy with that yak. And if we have more back there taking bad angles at safety, even though he can cover with some
Oh,
of those angles he takes. Ugh.
yeah,
A little bit of. But I
yeah.
think we got this. We'll probably scheme away from Garrett against Justin School, but they line Garrett up everywhere. So, and School was actually a little bit better than McGlinchey last week.
I wrote that in a social media post. I said, you know what? I am more concerned about Mike McGlinchey than I am Justin School. No matter what anybody says about him, the write-up on him is right. He's scrappy. He's not orthodox. He's not pretty about what he does, but he is a thumper. This guy loves I think he likes the fight at the line of scrimmage. He may not win awards on technique.
He just needs to get a little bit more weight on him, which will come.
Yeah.
I mean, he gets pushed back a little bit, but he holds his ground.
And pretty well. For, what is he, 20, how old is he? So he's going to get a little more grown man strength on him. By next year, Justin School could be taken real seriously because he's a fighter. He doesn't, like you say, he doesn't give it up, though. He may get beat, but he's not going to give up. If you front him, he'll take on Myles Garrett. Because look at the guys in the SEC. Tony, man, he dealt with guys like that for how long? 4 years. One dude got a sack on him. One! 4 years in the SEC? What? That's special.
And I'm going to head out, Ronbo. Thank you for having me on. But I'm just going to say this Monday, one person I'm going to look at who's been playing a little bit under the radar is, I think, Tart. Quincy Tart's been playing pretty good this year.
Quietly.
Pretty consistent.
You're right.
Hasn't had any crazy flash plays to talk about, but I think they'll have a big game holding it down. Because they do have a pretty good receiving core with the tight end. You got Landry. You got Odell. So that'll probably be the toughest
Got an
test.
excellent receiving core. They're going to be missing the Joe Q.
Got to be on the P's and Q's with Chubb, too, because he's proven to be pretty good so far, Chubb.
Yeah.
So
Chubb's going to get his – hey, Tony, I'll tell you right now, Chubb's going to get his butt beat. If he thinks he's going to run up in excess of 100 yards, well, they got a surprise coming in Cleveland. I hope they do try to run him more than because that way the secondary can have the night off. But we love the run. Oh, please, go ahead and run. Run. Anyway, fam, I'll see you maybe tomorrow. All right?
Yeah. All right, Ronbo. Have a
Hey,
good night.
Tony. You too, fam. Yeah, I'm hoping they do run. You know what I'm telling you? Right. Hey, Tyler!
Ronbo, my mother-loving dude.
Tyler, I can see that you're delighted to hear from us again. I'm loving it.
Let's go.
Tyler, man, it's like looking really special coming up here. We got Jerry Rice running around saying things like their go-to receiver is Deebo Samuel, which, I think Rice might be premature on it. I like Deebo, but I think it's a little soon to make that appointment. And can Kyle Shanahan, can he win Coach of the Year? But go ahead.
Shanahan absolutely will be the Coach of the Year. I'll tell you why. All the rookie head coaches, not one of them has a win. So,
ooh, good point.
That'll be a big factor in Coach of the Year. I don't think Coach of the Year will be a rookie head coach. So, Shanahan would have to win it.
Who else? Because, if the Dallas Cowboys do well, are they finally going to get – that poor coach is fighting for his job. If he loses,
he ain't winning it.
He's fired.
Everybody knows he's an average coach at best.
I know.
Their offensive coordinator's pretty good, but,
yeah.
I mean, he's not going to win Coach of the Year. Obviously, he might win Assistant of the Year, but –
And Kirk Cousins is not going to help Minnesota any. I mean –
Kirk Cousins, he is garbage. Like Colin Cowherd was doing his show, and he was like, he has a segment where he's like, where Colin was wrong and where Colin was right, and then he goes, where Colin was right. He's like, Kirk Cousins is horrible, and then he goes on a whole rant about Kirk Cousins.
And how much is he getting paid? Here's the thing, Tyler.
He's like, I need a refund.
Tyler, I was one of the people. Were you one of the people that said, come on, give Kyle his quarterback? Were you one of the guys? I was telling people right now, come on, give me a break, man. If he wants Kirk Cousins, give him Kirk Cousins. Are you still thinking that way, if you were, ever?
No, at that point, whenever, I actually do remember a couple years ago, was while Hoyer was playing, you did a show about Kirk Cousins, talking about getting him. It was like we were already oh, okay, there's no way we're making the playoffs this year. So you did a show like, should we go after Kirk Cousins next year? And at that point, I was like, if there's no other options, not my favorite guy, but I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Yeah.
But the second we traded for Jimmy Garoppolo, I was also one of those guys that was like, hey, he doesn't know the system. That offensive line's going to get him killed. Don't put him out there.
Yep.
Guess what? He went
was
out
me
there
too.
not knowing what he was doing. I was with you on that, but he went out there not knowing what he was doing, and apparently he did know what he was doing, but he didn't know the plays.
Oh, God. Well, it's just to show the difference between him and a guy like Jared Goff. You can send him out there, and he knows how to improvise in situations and think on his own feet. He's not like Goff or some of these other quarterbacks that are just game managers. Jimmy G can run an offense. This is what I like about him. So,
and I'll tell
anyway.
you one thing. Kyle Shanahan would never put his quarterback in a situation where he has to throw the ball 68 times in one game. That was literally – I'm not kidding. That's real. He threw it 68 times.
And he made 45 of those passes. And people said, ooh, he had over 500 yards. Ooh, do the math. 68
it took him
times.
68 passes to get there.
God.
Are you kidding me?
That's not
Jimmy
good.
Garoppolo could have hit 650 yards. 68
Jesus.
Are you kidding me?
Oh. Anyway. So how about your who's going to be your go-to guy? Or do you think a go-to guy is even necessary in this offense? Which I think too much is said about that myself. But what do you think, Tyler?
We spread that ball around, man.
Yeah,
I would love for Deebo to continue to emerge like he is, but I don't think when we played the Steelers that he looked like a number one. I don't think anybody looked like a number one. Now, don't get me wrong, they look special. He looked special, but he looked really good against Cincinnati. I want to see more like that if we're going to say he's our number one, but we don't really need a number one. You see these play designs. You got guys running certain routes to draw attention from the safety and the corner to draw another guy open in a one-on-one. So
poetry
it's
and
how
motion
that,
to watch that happen, too. God, I love when Kyle does that. His brilliance just makes me crazy. Wow. Everything, Tyler,
yes.
every movement you see on that field is hinged upon an end that's going to result in something big. Big chunk plays. When you see the things going on out there, you're looking at it, what the hell? Oh, look at that. Oh, he's wide open. How many times do we say that every game? Every game.
I know that's true. And Deebo was open a lot against Pittsburgh. And everybody talks about how good, like Pittsburgh especially, they'll talk about how good their corners are. And I'm just like, our dudes are running wide open. I guess we're just good then. You have to admit that then. But
and they're not through fixing it yet. Oh.
Yeah. I was pretty comfortable saying we were gonna. I don't like coming out and saying it because obviously bad things could happen when I do that. But I was pretty confident that we were going to beat Cleveland, and then I saw what they did to the Ravens, and I'm like a little more hesitant to say anything about it now. But I do believe we'll win the game, and I think we'll continue rising up the power rankings. And this game, Mr. Cowherd was talking about this game is going to show a lot for both teams.
True.
Also, we get the benefit of, which is this is advantage us. We get to stay at home, and two, Cleveland has to travel across the country after just playing a tough game while we had a bye. So that's gonna be huge for us. And Jimmy Garoppolo proved I get it was a preseason, but when he went and played Kansas City, he proved he can play in primetime. Kirk Cousins cannot play in primetime. Kirk Cousins crumbles under the lights, and
he'll continue to do that.
The Vikings literally showed in Week 1. He threw 10 passes in Week 1, and they won by running the ball. It just shows they don't trust the dude.
Yeah, well, they got to keep delving running. Tyler, we got to stop. It's getting late, so I want to see if we get some people out in your area out in the east. So let's see you tomorrow night, huh? We're trying to be on time.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. I'm really excited to see Jimmy Garoppolo in prime time because we didn't get to see that last year and we should have, but he got injured. But we got it right this year. Let's go get some more wins, baby.
There you go. All right.
16-0 until proven otherwise.
All right, Tyler. I'll see you tomorrow.
Right, Niner Empire, Niner for life. Forever faithful. Jimmy G. Lead these boys. Let's continue to get these dubs. 16-0 is possible. I don't care what anybody says. You can win every game that you go into. Pipe bomb.
Night, Tyler. Hey, Mark Lamar. This is, it must be a 49er blowout to put the NFL on notice. I like that. Because, you know, I'm telling you right now, and Tyler just brought up a good point, too. You watch Jimmy G under the lights. I suspect something crazy is about to happen. The entire 49er team, if you think the Browns are going to come in and do what they did to the Ravens, because I don't know what happened to the Ravens, but that was a little strange. I do not believe they can do that to San Francisco. Hey, Will. Hey, Will.
Ronbo, what's up, man?
Will, I tell you, the tension that's building between now and Monday night, we're all nervous. We're all, because we do not want to lose to the Browns or the Rams. Good Lord, no. So it's a little crazy getting up there now. But then you got Jerry Rice running around naming who's the number one go-to guy. Kyle Shanahan, if he continues to win, I'd say by week 6, they may give him the nod as far as being a candidate for Coach of the Year. But your thoughts on these things and anything else you got on your mind?
Well, first off, I want to give a shout out to you, Ronbo, man. Appreciate what you're doing, man.
Thanks,
always,
fam.
all the time. And I'd like to make a few corrections, man, for those who usually call in, especially for Phil. Phil, let me tell you something, man. They had till 1 p.m. today to come up to see, to make a decision whether the 49ers and Rams game are going to be flexing to the Sunday night. It came back that they changed it down. So the Rams and the 49ers will play at regular time, 3:25 Pacific time on Fox. So they will not be flexing to Sunday night. I don't know why you still believe in that, but just go back to social media, I think Twitter, or I'll tell you what, go to Matt Mayoko and he'll give you the details. So they're not playing Sunday night. And also, Barrett is back at practice. Their first day back at practice was Monday, I believe. They said Barrett was okay, but Jalen Hurd and Kevin Coleman wasn't practicing. So I think Barrett is okay. But other than that, man, I believe we're gonna play some ball this coming Monday, man. Just the Browns, man. The number one receiver type deal, man. Look, man, that there isn't no number one receiver, okay? Kyle Shanahan, I said this a long time ago. Kyle Shanahan's offense is based on players sharing the football. Quarterbacks throwing the football to different receivers. We've seen it too many times. Different players are, well, as a matter of fact, we've seen it all 3 games. Different players are getting the ball, and that's more deadly to an offense. That's more deadly to an offense than just having the number one. Because the defense is going to focus on the number one, right? So when you have multiple receivers getting the football, defenses ain't going to know who's getting it. Because so many players getting the football. It's scary. It's more complicated when different players are getting the ball rather than just one player getting the ball. Like Atlanta. Who going to get the ball? Julio. The Rams. Who going to get the football? Cooper Kupp. So, I mean, we got different players catching the football and scoring points. So, out of the backfield and also the receiver. So, hey, man, ain't no number one on Kyle Shanahan's offense. Everybody's eating. And I love that. And everybody is humble. They're not acting like I need the football. They just playing their role. Like Bill Belichick said, just do your job. If they give you an assignment, do it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's how I feel about it, man. And the defense, man, do you know the defense is doing something, starting something again on the defense since the Harbaugh era? 49ers haven't given up not one rushing touchdown.
Ooh. Yeah. This year. That's right.
Yeah.
And in fact, we could have kept our average under 20 points. I mean, the average is still under 20 points. But the thing is, there was no need to give up 20 points to 2 teams now. That garbage points that the Bengals picked up, we had them under 17. It should have been 10. And, of course, you already saw what happened to the Steelers. We donated 6 points to them. So, the 49ers are playing hardcore defense.
Yeah, man. I mean, Baker Mayfield going to have a hard time. That Cleveland O-line is not good, man. Every game that Baker Mayfield played, Baker Mayfield's been on the run. Mm-hmm. He's been throwing the ball on the run almost 80% of the time. Mm-hmm. And plus, when you got Buckner and Armstead in the middle, man, they too tall. You ain't gonna be able to see over that line, man. Mm-hmm. He's gonna have to shift and maneuver to find a receiver to get open. But you got D Ford and Bosa coming off the edge, man. Yes. It's gonna make it tough. Yeah. And you got Quan Alexander and Fred Warner, who's doing an excellent job of maintaining their area of coverage on the field to where if the ball's coming, either gonna get picked off or tipped. Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying? So.
And if he goes deep downfield, because if he's scrambling around, he goes deep downfield. Now you're in Sherman territory. So I'm this game, when you look at it as from a chess match point of view, there's no reason why the 49ers should struggle against the Browns. I don't know what happened to the Ravens. So
right, and we all been hearing about the trade talk with Emmanuel Sanders and Chris Ed Jr. I mean, that's a big if. I'm not going to even write it. It's not written in stone. If that do have to happen, that will be a good asset to the team. But the only way this will happen if Mosley doesn't play well Monday night, or Jimmy Ward is still Jimmy Ward. That's the only way. That's the only way the 49ers will send out an alert if them two are not playing good, or Verrett. So if Verrett and Mosley and Ward are not playing to their capabilities until West won't get back, then they may do something. But I believe Mosley's going to hold it down. Last year we was wondering why Mosley didn't make the squad.
I know.
Right. We wanted to know why Mosley didn't make the squad last year, but he's on the squad now. The dude can ball, man. So I think Mosley going to hold it down, especially with the pass rush. It's going to make it easy for him.
All of them.
I mean,
see, because we got to stop. But see, that's the thing. What we thought we had a bunch of bad cornerbacks and DBs last year, we did not. Those guys can play. We didn't have a frontline defense, and that'll make any cornerback look bad. But let me see you tomorrow.
All right, man. Oh yeah, Glenn, you get your stuff together, man. Everybody was all worried about school. School held it down, and your ass your chest made out of butter. And D line was slipping off your chest, hitting my quarterback, man. Get your stuff together, man. All right, Ronbo. Shout out to you, man.
Good
boy. My TNT fan, my player partner Dre, Trey Trez, Big Show, Russo, Shay Lewis, man. All them guys, man. Daniel Red 49 hits. Shout out to the Night Hawk. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, Russo SF49 on YouTube. Like, subscribe, Jerry Fresh on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And like and subscribe to Ronbo Sports as well, man. F the Rams, F Rudy. They lost the Super Bowl. Yeah. Only scored 3 points and got 55 put up by a team that we beat 31-17, and they broke. All right, man.
Well, good stuff. Good night, fam. You see, Will's going to have to add to this at some point because, see, these things, the Rams keep coming up with these jokes. Pretty soon it's going to take a few minutes to read out all the misery they're having. Oh, there's my boy, Lewis.
Yo, what's up, Ronbo?
Lewis, been missing you for a few days, but I understand from your note that you sent me that you've been working hard, and that's a good thing. Yeah. So good.
Can you hear me good?
Yeah, we're glad to have you tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely glad to be here, Ronbo.
Well, Lewis, and you are going to the Browns game, am I right?
No, I'm going to the Panthers game.
Oh, you're going to the Panthers game. Oh, that's all right.
I'm going to the Panthers game.
All right, that's cool.
For my birthday, because it's actually on the day of my birthday, the 27th. So
I couldn't get any better than that.
I'll be looking for. Yeah, exactly. I can't be looking for a happy birthday shout out by Ronbo, and when they go watch, smack the Panthers around a little bit. But yeah, man, you love my TNT fan, man. Russo, Will, and Dre. Well, I don't think Russo called in there, but Dre and Will, making some good points tonight, man. I'm hearing all this talk, we Sanders, and I heard someone say they want Diggs or why are we going to have to stand? Let's get Stephon Diggs. Like, I just don't think Kyle and it's smart though. I don't think Kyle and John, want to grab these quitters. Like, I'm not saying they're quitters because, they're quit on their team. Well, they kind of are, but they're tired of losing. And it's just like, when we were in that rut, nobody wanted to ask for a trade. Like, and I commend, John Lynch on drafting players that actually want to play and don't have, these diva mentalities that, when things get rough, they just want to give up, And I kind of like that. Like, why would we sign Diggs when he's crying because he's not getting the ball enough? Well, in Kyle Shanahan's offense, yes, he would look a lot better because Kyle Shanahan will get him some looks, but it's not always going to be about him. I mean, you don't see Jeff Wilson Jr. always crying like, damn, why am I always getting the ball on the goal line? Why can't I start off the drive? You don't see Pat Rita crying like, oh, why am I not getting the ball at the goal line? Like, these guys are, they're unselfish. They're selfless. Like, they're all for each other. And it's just like, why would you want to bring some people into that locker room? Same thing with the Jalen Ramsey. Like, he's a star talent. He's, he's a Pro Bowler and he's an All-Pro in his his 3 years he's been in the league. He's a beast. But it's just like, well, when shit starts getting tough or someone says something to him, then what is he going to want to request another trade? So to me, it's just like, I like the team the way it is. We got players that want to play for each other. Let's just keep the chemistry we have. Let's just keep the brotherhood that we have already. So that's pretty much like all I got to say.
I just want to ask you a question on that point. It's amazing. Jalen Ramsey wasn't like he is right now when he first came in the league. Do you think there's any potential players on our roster right now, any young player, that could turn into that? And in 2 or 3 years, this team is going to be in a position where players are going to start thinking a lot of themselves, because I got a feeling they're going to start making a lot of noise starting now. Do you see any potential player on our roster that might turn into Jalen Ramsey, Antonio Brown, even Mika Fitzpatrick to another degree?
I just see, to me, like, the players that we have now and the ones like that have interviews and stuff. Like, I don't know. I just think they're all good guys, Ronbo. Like, from George Kittle, like, I mean, just the way George Kittle talks, like, he's always talked about his team. He's only for his team, and like, him saying, like, I'd rather put a 350-pound defensive tackle on his butt than score a 75-yard touchdown run. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Catch a 75-yard touchdown pass. And it's just things like that, they're all for each other. Same thing with Garoppolo. Like, they're all for each other. I just feel, when you win and then you start to lose again, it kind of sucks and you kind of want out. But I don't know, like, Defoe's been there through the mud. Like, we were in the mud when we drafted Defoe, when we drafted Armstead. None of them wanted to quit. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Kittle didn't want to quit when we've had the past bad 2 years. So it's just kind of like, I just think the way that I think John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan approach these players, or when they're going through the draft process with them and the interviewing process, they can tell by the, their character, like, oh, these guys will fight for our team. And I think that's the complete difference. But, Ronbo, real quick, though, just to talk about something else, the salary cap, Phil's kind of wrong, actually. We actually are projecting to have $26 million in salary cap next year. But hold up, though. Rombo, if we start cutting players before the July deadline or the April deadline, before the contract is fully guaranteed for the next year, obviously the dead cap will roll over.
True.
The dead cap will roll over. But, Rombo, I mean, looking at McKinnon, 7.5 on the books. If we cut him, you're looking at, what, $33 million saved? I'm just saying, some of these players that aren't living up to the contracts, you could start seeing them start to get cut. I mean, like I said, McKinnon's been injured. I'm not saying that we are, but I'm just saying, Rombo, it's just another outlook to go ahead and, Prague and Lynch will do, what they have to do to maneuver the cap space so that we can possibly re-sign Armstead, Kittle, and Defoe.
True.
You know what I mean? So don't be surprised if you start seeing names that are like, oh, damn, he got cut, really? Because, it's all about productivity.
Exactly.
Yeah, business decisions. Like I said, Solomon Thomas was a third-round pick. Don't be surprised if Solomon Thomas gets cut. He's on a rookie contract, but he's getting $5 million. If you cut him and McKinnon, you're looking at $13 million in cap space already. So I'm just saying, don't be surprised for that. And then one last thing about the Browns and Ravens game. Hey, Ronbo, let's be real. The Ravens don't have the same defense. They lost C.J. Mosley. They lost Za'Darius Smith. They lost Timmy Jernigan. They lost Brandon Williams. They lost Terrell Suggs. People are going to be like, hey, Terrell Suggs is washed. He had 7 sacks from them last year. He still produced. So I'm just saying, they don't have the same defense. So don't let the Browns beating up on the Ravens fool you. The Ravens don't have that defense like they once had. So they lost pieces. Them DBs are good, but I know Walksar, who's replacing C.J. Mosley, isn't as good as they thought he was.
There you go.
That D line, losing. So I'm feeling confident, but
you should.
Yeah, Ronbo, get back with you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we're gonna pull up. Shout out to my TNT Ronbo again. Thank you for all that you do. Shout out to my TNT brothers, Will, Trey, Trez, Russo, Jerry Fresh, all my brothers. But Ronbo, I responded to your email. I know you. So whenever you want to,
I saw you. I was. That's why I hit you up twice. I'll get back to you probably this evening.
Oh, okay. Sounds great, Ronbo. But you have a good night, brother, and God bless you. Okay.
All right, fam. Appreciate you. Thanks. Yeah.
Take it easy.
You too. All right. Good night. And see, Lewis is right. Don't look who the Ravens played. They had the pleasure of so many as other teams of playing the Miami Dolphins in the first 4 weeks. Don't count that. And they also played against the Cardinals, escaped against the Cardinals. And the first time, this is why I'm saying I don't know if the Ravens are that scary. I'm starting to think we might be able to beat them. They've got the potential to be better, but like Lewis said, they've lost a lot of pieces. So it's all about health. If you got your whole team intact, you can fight. But if you're coming up short on personnel, there he is! From that center of centers, New York, Nighty Mike! But he now resides on the West Coast. Nighty Mike, what's up?
Hey, Ronbo, what's going on, man? How we doing this evening, Ronbo?
Nighty Mike. I tell you, I keep looking around to see what's going on with everything, and it's kind of hard to believe, Mike. I'm telling you, look at the other teams. I'm looking at the Browns, and I'm thinking, okay, they've lost a couple of valuable players. They lost Joe Q. It looks like they're going to lose their wide receiver to concussion protocol. And the offensive line, if you don't have an offensive line against the 49ers this year, you really should take out an insurance policy on your quarterback. So, I'm liking our chances in this game really good.
Oh, yeah. Listen,
Woo!
All right. First of all, first things first, I want to get to you here now. I sent you an email. I don't know what happened, but listen, I'll be ready to do the thing.
All right.
I'm going to be at the game. I'll be at the game live. So
because I was waiting for your email too.
I'll bring you I'll bring you a live video report out there. I'm gonna be out there with the Monday Night Countdown people are at. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be over there. So I'll tell you, look,
good.
Listen, I'm excited about it.
Because I'm gonna have to tell you how to set up.
Ronbo.
So
I'm
look for that note. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good, Ronbo. I'm excited. I'm just calling in. I wanted to touch bases with you, touch bases with the faithful. Hope everyone out there is having a good evening, a good week. It's going to be exciting. I'm already excited. I'm ready to, kick some Brownies' ass. You know what I mean? Listen. It's not going to be a cakewalk of a game by any means, but I got to tell you, man, oh boy, the dogs are going to be hungry that night. Let me tell you, it's going to be Monday night. It's under the lights, baby. We're 3-0. We're trying to get to 4-0, and I don't think we're gonna falter. I think we're gonna do the deed properly, and we're gonna go in there, take care of business. Ronbo, take care of business. Do what you're supposed to do to teams that you're supposed to beat. You know what I mean? Right. That's what you got to do. Do what you got to do to teams that you're supposed to beat. And I think we're going to do that. We're going to do that.
And Mike, you know how badly the 49ers, they may not admit it, they may not show it, nobody's going to be able to pick it up, but you know how much they must appreciate being the only undefeated team left in the NFC? You know that's got to be working their mind.
And you know what?
Talk about juice.
And you know what? You're right. And, I'm glad you brought that up because I wanted to bring up a point to all the true faithful out there. And anyone that hears this and understands is a real 49er faithful, all right? I like it the way it is. I like it that the jerk-offs like Ryan Clarks and all the rest of the bald guy, forget his name, that said we were going to have 3 wins on the season and all that. I like it that all of those jerk-offs are talking and ignoring us the way they are. I like that when they talk about the top teams, they're not even mentioning us, even though we're one of the top 3 teams that are still undefeated. I like it like that because, one thing I hate when all these people get on there and then they start talking and they start throwing the love and they act like they know your team and they act like they've been down from the beginning and all that. I hate that. I don't like that. I don't know about anybody else, but I don't like that crap. I'd rather them keep doubting us, but I tell you, the hat's going to be out of the bag. We handle business on Monday Night Football like I think we're going to, and I think the hat's going to be out of the bag. They're gonna, everyone's gonna be talking about it. They'll say, oh, they finally beat a team that's for real and blah, blah, blah. Even though the Browns haven't proved that they're for real to anybody, you know what I mean? But that's the way it is nowadays. But I truly do. I like it the way it is. I like it nice and quiet. Also, to Will's point earlier, Will's a hell of a guy too. I like his insight on the deal here. I really do. But he was talking about the unselfishness of the team. And, listen, people don't understand. Kyle Shanahan, he really, really, really tries to emulate Bill Belichick over there. He really likes him. People don't notice. Some people do. But, when the Falcons lost that Super Bowl, before he came over to be our head coach, he went to Belichick, I think it was a day or two after the game, and he had a little meeting with Belichick and asked him what he did, how he lost that game. And if everyone watches some of the stuff they were talking about this past week, the kid who got the interception for the Bills, after the game, I don't know if he has a relationship with Belichick or not, but after the game, Belichick chased him down to ask him what he saw on that play. How do you make that play? That's the report. So I want everyone to understand how much he's really trying to put the program together and build it around the Patriots formula. You can say you like it, hate it, love it, whatever, but that's what he's doing. And the reason why I bring this up, because here's the point. Tom Brady and the Patriots, all right, they haven't always had the big number one receiver at a receiver position. It was Gronk. But they've always had that one. They've always had that one. He hasn't always been a receiver, and he hasn't always been a tight end, but they've had that one, whether it was Deion Branch from back in the day, or whether it was Randy Moss, or whether it was Patton, or whether it was Gronkowski. They had that one. And for us, our one is Kittle, Ronbo. Our one is Kittle. That's our weapon. Because here's the deal. Here's what Kittle does. And you can watch any film you want to watch, especially this season. When the kid's not getting the ball and running through people and running around people and making plays, he's drawing the attention of at least 2 defensive backs, and in some instances, 2 defensive backs and a linebacker, Ronbo.
Yes.
He's drawing the attention of 3 of the 11 guys on the field to defend a Kyle Shanahan offense. And that's why when a guy gets open like he does, he's so wide open because there's so much attention on Kittle. And when they don't give Kittle the respect, well, then he burns you. He burns you and makes you look stupid and puts another highlight together, and whoever has him on fantasy has a fantastic day. Okay? That's the way it goes. So my point is this. We don't need a number one crazy receiver. AB receiver and none of that. We don't need that. Why? Because we got a number one weapon. The number one weapon is Kittle.
I agree.
And the other thing the Patriots have had, whether you like to admit it or not, they've always had a decent run game. Decent. Yeah. It hasn't always been the best, but they've always managed to put a good, decent running back there, or a committee of a couple of them like they've been doing the last couple years. When they're winning Super Bowls, they're winning with that formula. And Kyle is emulating that to the fullest, Rombo, to the fullest, to the T.
It's pretty clear, and they envy each other. Well, Mike, let me let you go here now. I tell you what, I'm going to get back to you, and we'll have a conversation. So we can fix that up.
Hey, definitely. Looking forward to it, Rombo. You have a good night. Nine Faithful, you have a good night. Little food for thought for you to think about.
Good stuff.
And also looking forward. I'll talk to you before, but looking forward to doing the live report from the Monday night game. All right?
All right. Night, Mike.
All right,
talk to you in a bit.
All right.
Yeah. It's Niner Mike, always fun. I see Warren. Is that right? Is that supposed to be a T in there? Hey, who's this on my phone? Is that Warren? Yo, Warren. Warren. Okay, let's go to Trez. Wait a minute, wait. He is one of the founding members of TNT from Atlanta, GA. Trez. Wait, let me get
Hold up, wait a minute, Ronbo. Go on and put some of that red and gold up in it.
Let me get behind the back. Boom. Pow. Starts floating down. Trez. What are you doing, fam?
Hey, what's going on, Ronbo? What's going on?
Man. Hey, Trez, it's funny because we all agree on will people stop trying to give us a number one receiver. But Trez, I know you. You will always be the advocate of, well, let me play the role of the devil's advocate. But Trez, come on in here, man. I know you, Trez. What up? And it's Kyle Shanahan going to be coach of the year. And Trez, let me add this for you especially. Do you know we may be lucky to hold on to Bobby Saleh for another year, as rumor is that he could be a candidate for a head coaching job? But Trez, I love telling Trez that so much I can't tell you.
Okay. Well, let me say this. One, Robert Saleh, Bobby, your friend. He's not ready for that. He's just like Kirk Cousins, Ronbo. He ain't ready for the bright lights. He's not ready for the bright lights.
That is a nasty comparison. Yo,
he's just not. Him. When I think about Robert Saleh, Ronbo, I think about Kirk Cousins. And I heard Kirk Cousins name being mentioned earlier. They're one and the same person, Ronbo.
They
are one and the same. When the bright lights are at its brightest, you know what I'm saying? They're just not ready. That's all.
Trez.
That's all. I ain't getting Bobby Saleh credit for nothing, Ronbo. I think it was the new coaches that we brought in along that defensive line. Hey, and everything, and along with those players. You said get the man some players, and this what could happen. So, he got to show me more than, when they said, I need more chocolate in Chocolate City. Okay, well, show me more chocolate in Chocolate City. Okay, all right.
Yes.
But look, bro, let me say this right here. I want to give a special shout out to my TNT brother, Russo. Russo, that was an excellent piece you did on Frank Gore, man. I really appreciate that. I'm glad somebody's showing the love to one of the 49ers' greatest running backs that ever played this game. You know what I'm saying? He's 269 yards, I think, away from Barry Sanders' record becoming the third all-time rushing leader, in the NFL. So on the list. So hey, shout out to Russo, man. That's my TNT brother, man.
And fam,
and everybody bringing that heat.
Russo, SF 49er fan, click him up and you'll see the same show. Go ahead, Trez.
Yeah. And shout out to all my TNT brothers, man. They've been bringing the heat, man. I've been listening to everybody, man. Dre always come with it. Will always come with it, you know what I'm saying? Even when me and Trey ain't stepped in a minute, man. Shout out to everybody, man. Jared Fresh perspective, everybody, man. Just love to hear from everybody. And all the other callers, too. I like everybody's perspective, man. But, Ronbo.
Yo.
We got a chance to be 0-4, Ronbo. I mean, 4-0. Not 0-4. Hell no. I mean, 4-0, Ronbo. 4-0. we you know what, though? I want us to, this is my point I was going to say. I want us to go in hungry like a 0-3 team would be, but with the humility of a 4-0 team, a 3-0 team. You know what I'm saying?
Good combination.
We're soon to be 4-0. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We need to stay humble, like Richard Sherman said. I do agree with that because there's some big things popping with us this year. I just feel it. It's in the air, man. It's in the air. It's all over. You know what I'm saying? And now that we've seen a very good blueprint on them Rams, oh, man, with what Tampa Bay did to them? Ronbo. Oh,
Jesus Christ. That was awful.
Come on.
I agree. I told people stop telling me about how good the Rams are. I said, because why do the Rams still get all the love they're getting? They lost too many people. Ain't no way to continue to be like they have been. and they ain't.
Oh yeah. And Will brought that point up yesterday. You know, he said, "Man, we got a great film to go off of. Man. You know what I'm saying? All we got to do is look at how they schemed that up, man, and just go for it, man. They flustered them boys, man. They had Aaron Donald where he wasn't even a part of that game.
I know, right?
How
Didn't
they
even hear
did
his
it,
name.
I don't know, but they did it. You know what I'm saying?
They run the Bill Belichick formula on him. Ah.
Hey, I'm trying to tell you. So look, I said we had to go 10-6 this year. I'm gonna raise it to 11-5.
I know, right? I'm moving away from 10-6 too. I need to see one more game.
Yeah. I'm gonna raise it. I just don't see. I mean, now don't get me wrong. Any given Sunday, we can't go in this game thinking this is a pushover game against this team. This team's gonna come in here prepared to play us.
Yeah, they're
and
gonna
we
be
gotta
mad
play.
as hell.
We can't be doing. We cannot be doing what happened last game. We got to execute. We done had time off. Everybody had time to rest from the little knick-knack injuries. We need to be sharp. We need to be precise. We need to come in like we ready to make a statement. You know what I'm saying? Let's put everybody on notice around the NFL that the 49ers are going to be reckoned with this year. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be something to be reckoned with. You know, so that's all I got to say, Ronbo. Shout out to my TNT brothers, man. They always holding it down. And as far as that number one receiver thing, man, look, and I want everybody to understand this. The Falcons are in turmoil right now because they do not have one Kyle Shanahan in Atlanta anymore. Kyle spreads the ball around and gets everybody involved. You don't have to have a number one receiver in his offense. You just really don't. That's why he said what he said about Julio. You know what I'm saying? Like Julio is luxury. He's not a necessity. That's just a luxury to have. You know what I'm saying? But he spreads the ball around and gets so many people involved in the offense that Atlanta is suffering from him not being there now. You see what I'm saying? They here ready to fire Dan Quinn. Y'all need to hear it on the Sports Talk Radio here, Rumble. They're going in on.
I figured it's just last year.
They really get rid of Dan Quinn so fast.
And I tell you what, Chris,
I just be mad for them.
And I tell you what, when Robert Saleh goes to coach Atlanta, we could bring Dan Quinn in as our defensive coordinator.
Hello, same. You know, I just don't share Dan Quinn's philosophy. You know what I'm saying? Even though they run the same system. Dan Quinn problem is he got a lot of undersized players on that defensive line. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And they get wore out in the third quarter. You know what I'm saying? That's where one of their biggest problems is. But you know, they ain't my team. I don't give a damn about them. Like I told them, suffer. So, I hope y'all suffer. I don't want to hear you crying.
Trash.
Did nobody care about us, Ronbo, when we were
they
going
still
through
don't.
those, so why should we care about them? You know what I'm saying?
All right, Trez.
Damn all of them.
I know, right?
You know?
Trez, let me see you tomorrow, fam.
All right, fam. Look, TNT, we out here, man. Shout out to everybody, man.
Appreciate you, Trez. Shout out back to you.
Appreciate you, Ronbo.
All right, fam.
Love you, man.
Love you back.
The staff. Y'all keep doing what you're doing, man.
Thanks, Trez. All right. Good night. It's Trez, the one and only. And let's go check with Warren and see if he's Warren. Are you there? He's a little late. You know, Warren might be on the East Coast, passed out. Let's get. Who are we going to now? Oh, it is Tuesday Night SmackDown. Let's introduce him. Well, it's a big show. It's a big show on tonight. I think somebody took a shot at you tonight and disagreed with, what was that they disagreed with? Show said that, was that Arik Armstead? Yeah, it was. It was Phil who said there would be no keeping of Armstead for financial reasons. Show, where you at? Big Show might be, he works out a lot. He might be working out late night, and he's getting that third rep. He's trying to emulate George Kittle by lifting over 300 pounds. Big Show! All right. Somehow we wish him. He'll probably be back in a second. Hey, meantime, family. Hey, Dean!
Hey, what's up, Ronbo?
Dean, man. You know, it's pretty much unanimous tonight, Dean. As Jerry Rice came in and interjected, he says, I do believe Deebo Samuel is going to be the go-to guy on this 49ers team. But most of us agree, Jerry, we don't operate like that. We don't need a card-carrying number one receiver. Kyle Shanahan likes to make DCs crazy by putting the ball over the field anytime, it could be any place, and have George Kittle, Marquise Goodwin out there scaring teams to death so that we can free up everybody else. But Dean, you interject on this.
And then we got the other rookie too that's coming in too from injury. So
that'll be Jalen Hurd. I can't wait to see what he's going to develop into. Yeah.
So I just want to say, everyone. I put that Diggs thing out there a couple days ago.
Oh, was that you?
Like,
that was you, wasn't it, Dean? Dean's taking responsibility.
Yeah. So, okay, the thing is, man, so when the Falcons, when they went to that Super Bowl, dude, Julio Jones killed it that whole season. Like, Kyle Shanahan, he likes that number one receiver. Granted, he probably doesn't need a number one receiver because just how his mind works, but I'm telling you, dude, like Diggs, it'd be awesome to have him on our team. I think Lewis was saying I believe it was Lewis.
Yeah.
But like he doesn't want someone who's just like, oh, give me the ball, like an Antonio Brown, which I totally
That'd be a problem.
see. But the thing with Diggs too, he's got feeling around him and stuff, and I'm thinking about it now. Like Diggs might not be a good
You think
fit,
he's a team player?
At the same time, I still want him because he's such an explosive receiver. And even Sherman said too. Richard Sherman, I think it was like 2 years ago, he put on a list of like the top wide receivers he doesn't want to face, and Diggs was one of them. And Diggs was there for a reason, So.
But, Dean, I don't know. Doesn't, Kyle won't say so or nobody else will say so, and it's not really his designation. But don't you think George Kittle is actually the number one receiver on this team?
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. That's why everyone's, like, covered. Like, Kittle's not doing as good as he was last year. He kind of is. In Tampa Bay, he would have had 2 touchdowns, but they got taken away from him, Like, Kittle's still doing good.
Yeah. Still goofing off. But look at his role. Look at his role now. Yeah. He's an absolute lethal weapon as an offensive force as far as getting the ball. But what else he does is just amazing. George Kittle's out there doing about 3 guys' jobs at the same time, and he can still go off. If they wanted to pinpoint him and scheme him open, I think Kyle could probably do that if he wanted to. But he's more valuable as that guy that draws defenses and makes it easier for the other guys to work. Some of the schemes you're seeing that are so effective, it has a lot to do with Kittle, one way or the other.
I know, which makes Deebo that much valuable too. Like he's making Deebo open like so much, like it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's awesome. And then Juszczyk too, man. Juszczyk is doing great this year too.
He's coming out of a bag this year. Whew. God.
Dude, that stiff arm they did to Fitzpatrick. Is that his name, Fitzpatrick?
That's Fitzpatrick. Yeah.
Yeah. Man,
don't forget that full extension catch he made too. Wow.
Oh.
Whoa.
Man, dude. Like we have athletes is what we have, and that's what Shanahan likes, and we're seeing it like every day. Like Breda too. Like Breda just does like crazy stuff all the time too.
He's another story altogether. God. We've got some players on this team. We really do.
Yeah.
Go down that offensive roster and look at the names that are just standout players. Even Mostert, when he stops fumbling, just an amazing running back. Oh, and Dante came out of a bag. I got a feeling we're going to see something special from him from here on out. He's tired of being looked at as the wuss. I really think he is.
Well, somebody was saying the other day that he had a little injury, and that's why they were holding him back too.
Yeah, right.
So,
I remember. I forgot about that. That's true. He's had a pectoral injury. Yeah, it was a pec. not just
something like that.
a groin injury. We knew about that, but I didn't know about a
In
pectoral
a chest,
injury.
in a chest or a chest or something too.
Yeah, pectoral.
I don't know. But anyways, dude, I really want to beat the Browns.
We have to.
Man, we do this Monday. It's prime time. I feel like we're gonna stomp them. Like Baker cannot handle pressure. We're coming off of a bye week. Everyone's healthy. We're gonna get that pressure like crazy. We're gonna have Ford, Bosa, Buckner, Armstead, dude. Everyone just going after him. Like it's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be a bloodbath, to tell you the truth. I mean,
They gotta work hard in practice
the
though, because I'm worried about their timing being a little off. That usually happens with 49ers are famous for losing after the bye week. Hopefully that tradition gets broken this year. So
yeah, I mean, we usually don't do too good at home. Lately, we haven't been doing too good at home. But
last week at Steelers was awful. Woo!
Yeah, that was bad. I feel like we're gonna fix that though. Like I'm feeling good about it. So
they gotta be inspired. All right, Dean. Great to hear from you.
Cool.
Maybe back tomorrow. Be looking for you.
Oh yeah, no, I'll definitely try to make it on. Dude, I just want to do a shout out.
Go ahead.
Dude, Niner Mike, his shit was on fire. Everything you said, man. Shout out
always
to you,
that
Niner
way.
Mike. And shout out to Kenny. He's my Oregon boy, dude. Shout out to you, bro. And whole empire, man.
Thanks, Dean. All right, fam. Have a great night.
All right. Bye.
And let's go check out Chase. Chase!
Ronbo! What's happening, bro?
Chase, man, we're just like looking around all the headlines, some of the things that are being said about the red and gold, man. It's pretty exciting stuff. We got the Browns coming up. Jerry Rice is running around and pointing go-to guys, and we're sitting there, and everybody pretty much agrees now. Well, except for like Chase. I mean, not Chase, but Dean does like Stephon Diggs. But we're not. I don't know. The 49ers aren't going to be making any deals. Although we are hearing about Emmanuel Sanders. I don't know how serious they are about that, but we'll see. But what do you think?
I saw an article about Sanders today, but man, I think they're smarter than all that, and they know if it ain't fixed, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. You know, like there's no reason to go out and mess up the chemistry we got in the locker room right now. You know, I mean, not saying that he would or anyone would, but I mean, I just don't see the point in taking a risk. You know.
Chase, when you go in and talk to this guy, can you imagine? I mean, B. John Lynch, he's got Emmanuel Sanders on the phone, and they must lay out this list of questions when they ask players feelings about certain things, and they must formulate it at the end because all the players you have in the locker room now, all the 49ers are about the team. There's no in his name out there. And I am amazed that they've been able to get everybody to buy in the program. And it's paying off, too. So this is why you get nervous when they start wanting to bring people in. I got to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Chase, I was concerned about OBJ had that deal went through. But he seems like he's okay in Cleveland. He's not talking. And by now, I'm surprised he's
doing
not.
better.
Yeah. So maybe they got I don't know, maybe OBJ's not what we thought. Maybe Emmanuel Sanders may not be anything wrong with him. So if he ends up coming, okay, I guess.
I'd be cool with that. I mean, our receiving room is already fucking packed, you know? Right? I don't know if there's room for another dude to take a seat in it. So
I agree. I wish they'd leave it alone.
I'm not worried about honestly, I was entertaining the idea of a Trent Williams trade for a day or two. I was actually going back and forth with Ian Williams, our D lineman from a few years back on Instagram. He liked the idea actually, and
of what?
Of
coming back to play?
About it. What's that?
Of what? Coming back to play? Or
no. I was asking
Sanders?
him about how he felt about the Trent Williams.
Trent
scenario.
Williams. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you can't pick up a guy for Trent Williams just for a few weeks, though. If you're going to invest in Trent Williams,
I agree.
You got to give him a job because he's too good to put him on the bench as just fat backup. I mean, he's really
that's really the only trade scenario that I was really intrigued by. But I mean, like you said, we need dudes with that same type of mindset. You know, we need dudes that put the team first. That's why Ruben got cut. You know, I mean, that's what it's all about, and I think that's why we're 3-0 right now. It's about the culture. You know, that brotherhood that the bitch-ass Falcons were all about for a few years while Shanahan was there. I'm sorry, my best friend's a Falcons fan, so I always better.
Isn't that fun? You say we got
I'm
your
on top of the
coach.
world right now. Don't even get me started on all that.
We got your coach. We got your glory. And we're about to go back and get your
sir.
Super Bowl. Oh!
yeah, buddy. Hey, so there's one thing I wanted to mention, actually. I haven't talked to you in a while. I think the last time we talked was the day we traded for – it was either the day we picked up D Ford or the day we signed Quan. I'm not sure which.
Somewhere in there. Because they're only a couple, 2-3 weeks apart, I think.
Remember our conversation. I mentioned that I was disappointed that we had cut Earl Mitchell because he looked good on film the last few games of the season, and then I went back and I rewatched those games, and I realized I'm not upset that he got cut because the dude I was thinking of was actually someone that we're not talking enough about right now. That dude, Ronnie Blair, is a beast, man.
Nobody talks about him
enough. We need to give him some more credit.
Ooh.
He's unbelievable.
He
is.
I
know he's reaping the benefits of, Ford and Bosa and Buckner,
But that's what he's supposed to do.
He's of course, and he's doing his job. He's making a name for himself. So I just wanted to give him a shout out. I feel like I listen to you just about every time you're on, and not enough people are talking about him. And
he's getting more recognition now, though. Yeah, people realize how good he is. He comes up with sacks every year, and he's always around the ball. If he's not putting pressure on, he's right there on the play. So yeah, those are the kind of guys that you can't. And Salah loves them, as you know. If you want to win, put Ronnie in. I like that.
I love him too. And another dude I love, even before the season started, everyone was doubting, talking shit about my boy Spoon. And I'm not hearing enough people apologizing for what he's doing. I know he's out for a bit, but man, stats don't lie.
That's true. Ronbo. So Chase, we gotta go, fam. But listen, I appreciate you getting back in there and getting started. So let's not put any time between now and the next phone call. All right? Be looking for you.
I've tried to call a few times and it said my code was wrong. So I'll keep trying though.
Yeah, just refresh. And you get that and see what happens. All right.
All right.
All right, Chase.
Take care. I'll talk to you soon, man.
Be looking for you, too. Have a good night.
All right, man. You too.
Yo. Okay, there are times, too, when you see there's a problem with the code. A lot of times we probably shut it down if it's a little late, right? So that's one other reason, too. All right, and let's I just give me a shot to do it again. Well... It's a big show. It's a big show on the night show. So I don't know if you heard me earlier when I was telling you, Phil had called you out on the Arik Armstead situation.
I don't.
You want to address that? Go ahead.
I don't personally see Arik Armstead going anywhere. I don't know what the beef is with everybody with him, but he is doing what he's supposed to do, and that's stop the run.
Yeah.
And
he's got a couple of sacks.
I keep telling people this. That is the exact reason why we drafted him, was to stop the run, because we were allowing over 200 yards a game in rushing, Ronbo, before we drafted him. And
I know. I
now
that
he
horrific
has,
year. God.
Well,
now
Tom
that
he has help around him.
Yeah. Arik wasn't playing a large role yet, I think, right?
No, but we did start to see the bleeding stopping and running backs being stopped when we did draft him. But he's going nowhere. I really don't think he's going nowhere. And if he does, I really do think the 49ers will franchise tag him and field out trade offers with other teams. They don't want to see him signed within our division. You know what I mean? Like, you can't do that.
So
to
if
a
any
player
the
like
worst case
Arik
scenario
Armstead.
is sign and trade, huh?
That's the worst case scenario, exactly. So because you could at least get a third or fourth round pick out of Arik Armstead.
Possibly use him as an asset. Exactly.
Exactly, and he's gonna vamp up his trade value this season with the help he has around him. So, and teams are gonna recognize that and are gonna be ringing our phones off the hook like crazy. Like, especially if we franchise tag him, and we could possibly, to the highest bidder, get a second round pick out of Arik Armstead. I wouldn't doubt that.
Oh, but financially, if they don't go that route, do you see it possible to hold on to Arik Armstead, sign DeForest Buckner, sign Matty B? I understand you can wait another year for Kittle. I'm just
we don't have to sign Kittle right away. He's barely going into his fifth-year option. You know what I mean?
Well, so he's not a first-round pick.
We can wait
He's only going to
we can wait another year for Kittle.
Yeah.
So but anyways, Jerry Rice. This is the only time I'm going to be disagreeing with Jerry Rice because
wow,
he jumped the gun a little bit by calling Deebo our what was it?
Go-to guy.
He said he was going to be the go-to guy, aka which is the number one. I don't think he's ready right there yet. Right now, he is a solid draft pick. He's got a lot of maturing to do. He's got talent. Don't get me wrong. He's got a lot of maturing to do.
Yes.
And a lot of things to work on in this complicated offense, Ronbo. And I've been hearing a lot of people saying that Kyle Shanahan's offense doesn't need a number one receiver tonight, and that is false. You saw them go after OBJ the past 2 years. What does that tell you?
They want one.
Exactly. And what is Jerry Rice to our franchise?
Well, he was number one too.
Exactly.
So only
that
one
is what
question
our franchise is.
It's built around. That's true, but it was a different offense. So, one question is OBJ. My concern is his history in New York and his relationship with the media and the kind of attention he draws.
That's a different market, though. You got to understand that. That's a different market where big personalities either make it or break it. You know what I mean? It works there. And once you see OBJ now, he's
he's kind of quiet,
boy,
isn't he?
You know.
But could it be because he's new in town?
Being overly dramatic. People were. Well, I'm sorry. What?
Could it be because he's new in town? I mean, he just got to Cleveland. You can't come in raising hell right away. I got to tell you though,
out of New York. He wanted out of New York.
Out of New York.
Out.
But he wanted to go to L.A., San Francisco. He wanted to go anywhere but where he went. And so the Giants probably did a number on him, and he knows it. So he's trying to make the best of it. But he's got a good situation there.
And Kyle knew there was nothing. John and Kyle knew there was nothing wrong with him. Otherwise, they wouldn't have gone after him.
Well, see, that's what I was going to ask you.
Was blowing him way out of proportion. You know what I mean? They were being way overly dramatic. Oh, I don't want him here. He's going to ruin our locker room chemistry. He's going to ruin our team chemistry. They didn't think that when they went after him. Dave Gettleman was just drunk. He was smoking that low grade dope from what he was asking for him.
But
you know what I mean? So.
But what about the watch? What do we do with the watch?
Come on.
No, I'm just saying though.
Come on.
These are the kind of things that I really, if I'm the owner or I'm the general manager, I call OBJ. Odell. Okay, what's up with the watch? Okay, maybe I'll understand. Just explain to me.
Players wear chains and earrings and stuff all the time on field. What's the difference between a watch?
The thing is,
come on.
It's not, the league does not allow it. They said you can't wear that watch. You can't come out with the shaded visor. It's the kind of thing.
That's not going to ruin a team.
I know, but it's just a little.
And as far as this Emmanuel Sanders trade goes, Ronbo, I actually and Albert Breer, he's a NFL analyst, reporter. He works for NFL Network and Boston Globe and everything. And he said the Broncos are fielding trade offers for Emmanuel Sanders, not Chris Harris. Chris Harris may be coming. He's a free agent next year, but he may be also a name that'll pop up, but not right now. But the main person is Emmanuel Sanders, and I wouldn't be surprised if John is calling John right now because they're really good friends, and
I know
they make they're our sister team. They make deals with us all the time. You know what I mean? So, and they're looking for that veteran on there too, because that last game showed youthful. That last game against
Steelers.
Oh my God, who do we? Steelers. That showed a lot of inexperience on the offense, Ronbo, and we need that veteran presence there.
That's true. But he's got to come in.
That's why they're probably calling him.
No, could be. But he's got to come in and build chemistry with Jimmy and things. It's not going to be really quick fix.
It won't. Anyway. It'll happen. It will. They'll build chemistry if it does happen. If he does come here, you know what I mean. So that's nothing I'm worried about. He's a good player. So.
All right, Joe. I tell you what. Let's see you tomorrow if you got some time. All right.
All right, for sure. Definitely. You guys all have a good night. Shout out to the TNT family and the Nighthawk fan club, and take care, everybody. Don't get your panties in a wad. Don't turn down talent on either side of the ball. Don't stop being whiners. You improve your team every year, any chance you get. True. That's what Bill Walsh would have done. That's what the Patriots do every year. And the past few years, we scratched our heads wondering why we are the way we are. It was because we didn't go after talent.
There you go.
And you never turn down talent on either side of the ball. So
we got
have a good night.
Good night, Joe. Oh, God. All right. And there he is. Niners for the rod. Rod.
Finally, the rod has come back to Ronbo Live.
Rod.
What's going on, Ronbo?
Well, Rod, it's funny because it's been pretty much everybody agreed there's no need to put over nobody's locker the number one receiver, except for with the exception of 2 or 3 people. But Rod, is Jerry Rice, is he out of line on this, or is he right, or what's going on?
I don't think he's out of line at all. Let me ask you this question. Was it not Deebo Samuel who said he wanted to run up the hill?
Yeah, he's definitely got ambition.
He did say that, right?
More than once.
Now, you know how many, you remember how many wide receivers Jerry Rice had made that offer to?
And they said, yeah.
I haven't seen.
I'm trying to remember.
Right.
Yeah, not many.
But nobody ever came.
No.
Nobody ever came.
You seen that hill?
Man, that
Jerry's
hill ain't
crazy.
no joke, man. Yeah. He is.
That's training.
But it's like I said before, though, man. I mean, I don't think he's off base at all. I mean, I think the truth be told, you'll hear people say, like the caller before, saying that, Deebo is not ready yet, which I won't say that he's not ready yet. I'm just going to say he's not finished being developed. The truth is the expectation, I think, was that Dante Pettis would be further along at this point, but the fact that he isn't, keep in mind Deebo Samuel went the same round as him, and he was a higher pick. So, I feel like Deebo Samuel is just beginning to start, man. I mean, not to mention, his ability, I've said before, resembles Pierre Garçon a whole lot, and I think that I think he has the ability to go a little bit beyond what Pierre Garçon gave you. I mean, Pierre Garçon was definitely known for giving blocks in the running game.
Boy, he could
I know
block
you guys remember that one.
Yeah.
And then not to mention like you always say, man, his battle tested. He came out the SEC. So it's not like he hasn't played against the big guys and, the best competition. So, I mean, he may not be there yet, but I would probably go and say between year 2 and year 3 is the year you would probably hope Deebo Samuel has that
breaks
what they
all
call
the way
breakout
out.
season.
Yep. And unlike
Right,
Dante, like you mentioned, next year, Deebo is going to show a huge difference. And, you could bet on that. He's got that mindset.
And one thing you can say, and I agree with another caller that called earlier and said, how Shanahan loves to spread it around. That is so absolutely true. And, I mean, you keep in mind, we all know our wild card from beginning to right even now is Marquise Goodwin. He's the guy that can go deep when he turned the Jets on. So I think that Kyle Shanahan has just used him as like a, now you see me, now you don't type of wild card player, you know. And I mean, you know, and I can understand that, you know, he knows how he wants to attack his opponent. So, but I think Deebo Samuel has a lot of potential, and I think his ceiling is high. And I think, you know, this system is perfect for him. I don't think by any means he'll be a Julio Jones, but you know, I think he can carry on I think he can carry the number one type of title, and you know, do it to the guy that you know we'll be proud of.
The guy the coaches got to think about the night before the game. It will be to a degree, but George Kittle right now gets that description is what DCs are looking at. We got to stop Kittle. But here's the thing. You just mentioned something very important in Kyle Shanahan's system. It's why I tell people all the time when they talk about trading, getting rid of Marquise Goodwin. I say, listen, you need to understand one thing, Kyle Shanahan's system. It's all it's all smoke and mirrors. If I got Marquise dashing down the field and I got George Kittle doing things in the middle of the field, you've got a lot of guys on defense that are very scared. So now that creates that's why we're seeing people running. I mean, Rod, you could build houses between sometimes the receivers and the defense. When Marquise made that catch last week against the Bengals, all the Bengals, everybody wearing them silly striped uniforms on the other side of the field. I couldn't understand. Yeah. Kyle, what did you do? How did that happen? God, that was a brilliant executed play.
Man. He knows how to attack, and I mean, you have to respect that.
Yes.
And I mean, let's keep in mind, most of all, we still haven't seen Jalen Hurd yet.
Oh.
So.
And truth be told, you've not seen the best that offense can perform. Now, they was out there fumbling around and making all kind of silly mistakes, and they still pulled off that win against the Steelers. And the Steelers, Rod, I don't care what anybody says, that defense will kill you if you don't do it right. And they gave the ball back 5 times and still won that game. What? Never happened again.
Right. Now, the thing that the Empires tend to forget, but I'm going to throw it back up anyway because I know it doesn't get mentioned much, but Kevin Coleman coming back too now. And I mean, we'll admit it wasn't the greatest start. But I mean, let's keep in mind this man has familiarity with this offense now.
And that's what matters.
You know.
All right. Well, Rob, we going to go.
Just a matter of time.
I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to look for you tomorrow. I'm trying to get back in there again because I'm loving this. All right.
Right. Always, man.
You ready?
You hold it down, man, and give me the sound off.
There you go. Niners! Man, a ride, Bama man.
All right. We'll get back to next time, Ronbo. Hold it down, man. Appreciate y'all for your due.
Thanks, fam. All right. Yep. And bring it to truth. And here you go. All right. He likes the idea of having somebody that does go by the name of number one receiver. There's a few. They say, hey, Russo.
What's up, Ronbo?
Russo, people talking about your good work. I got to go check that out. About Frankie Gore. Fam, check out Russo. Click him. He always has good content. Check him out. All right, Russo. Go ahead, man. We got the questions already. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was going to appreciate that. And definitely the Trez. I appreciate the shout out. Same goes for Will. I appreciate everybody definitely that supports my channel and Jerry Fresh's channel, our podcast, all that stuff. So
indeed,
definitely much love to the Niner Empire.
Right.
But I guess tonight I really just kind of like, so it's kind of like almost contradicts itself, I guess what I was going to say. But obviously Richard Sherman said, you know, we all got to stay humble. Like things, he knew what this team was, right? And I think we all thought it, and I don't know if anybody really believed it. Like, I definitely thought this was a good team. There was no doubt in my mind. I got that feeling going into the year this was a good team. But I don't think anybody saw 3-0 coming. I think we all had at least one loss on the board right now.
Well, there were a few. I couldn't do it myself. I said 2-1, I hope, but I did not see 3-0. I did.
I said 2-1, 100%.
Yeah.
I didn't know who, but I just felt like we had a letdown coming, and it, like I said, it was supposed to be Pittsburgh. That we had a letdown. But somehow, some way, they got it done. So that's really, really amazing because you're not supposed to win games like that. Like you're talking like historically bad. Like you don't ever have a -4 turnover ratio and win the game. It's unheard of.
5, Russo. My God.
I know.
They
but what I was
begged the
going to
Steelers
say
to
is
beat
like, stay humble. To me, what that means is when we're going outside of our fan base and we're talking to other fans, we're going to other chats and we're talking to all these other people, that's what that means to me. But when we're talking amongst ourselves and it's just us, we can get fired up and we can, talk a little shit and we can say, some things maybe that are kind of stupid, maybe here and there. But for the most part, to me, that means like, represent the 49ers well and like let's win with be respectful and win with class. It's not like all of a sudden we're 8-0 and we're just talking shit to everybody. You know what I mean? Like we're better than you. No, let's win with class. That's what that means to me. But when it's just the boys and it's just us, let's talk a little shit. But what I was going to say is I'm looking at this game coming up this week. Kyle Shanahan has been learning from his dad since he was a kid. He's had so many different coaching jobs, so many different offensive coordinator jobs, and he's been waiting for this moment to get his head coaching job. And he's finally got this chance. He had to rebuild a team that was playing with scraps. Him and John Lynch had to really put their stamp on this team, and they had to draft and sign people and trade for people, and they had to look for people who have high character as well as, skills, and they finally have the team they've been looking for, and they're 3-0, right? They're undefeated, and everybody still isn't sure if this is a good team. Everyone's still hating on the 49ers. Right? Maybe not hating. Maybe they're kind of like,
they just don't believe it.
But
just don't believe it.
Right. They're looking for excuses. Yeah, they don't believe it. Kyle Shanahan's coming off a bye week. He's got 2 weeks to prepare for this team. He's got 2 full games of tape on them since we've played. He's got 2 full games, 2 full weeks. You mean to tell me Kyle Shanahan's not going to come in on Monday Night Football at home in front of the entire world and show everybody why he got this contract and why he should be a head coach? I'm telling you, this is going to be Kyle Shanahan's game. This is going to be the game that we all look back at, and we're going to be like, damn, this was Kyle Shanahan's coming out party.
That's right.
I can see it coming. I can see it coming. Yeah, this is the game where everyone's going to be like, holy shit, the 49ers are for real. This is a real team. And I think we know it, but this is where everybody's going to see it, and everyone's going to finally know it. And I just really, really think that, Ronbo. And there's nothing anybody can say or do to change my mind. I don't care.
I'm with you.
If Landry plays, I don't care if Greedy Williams and Denzel Ward play. I don't care who plays. I don't care if Odell Beckham somehow has 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. They are not winning this game. And Kyle Shanahan's offense is going to be as close to flawless as we've seen all year, I think.
I can promise you Odell's not getting 150 yards. And if Chubb thinks he's going to run off anywhere near the yardage he ran off last week, he's got a surprise coming. This is why I'm not afraid of the Browns for that reason. So this is like interesting.
I just really see this being like the spotlight's on San Fran. Let's see what they're about. And I just really think that Kyle's got them ready. And you got guys like Quan Alexander and Richard Sherman. Like these are guys that have something to prove in this game. They really do, because everybody just kind of thinks that this team is just like the same old 49ers. This is just that horrible team.
Makes no
you know what I mean?
sense.
And it's just not. It's not the case. It really
I understand why. And I can't understand, Russo, why people can't see how that change, as the team has changed personnel-wise, man for man for man. Why would people suspect, and you'll see people on social media all the time, oh, you guys are still saying 49ers, man. You guys, why do you, I can never let that go. Normally I go through social media and see these kind of remarks, I keep going. But when they say that, I got to stop. I got to talk to him. I can't stand it.
Do you remember the 2011 season, Jim Harbaugh's first year? The team was, we were 4-1. We were going into that game against the Detroit Lions. They were undefeated. And everybody was kind of like, 49, like they just still didn't believe yet. And they were like, there was a few people that were like, no, this team's good. And everybody else was like, no, they're not good. The 49ers suck. And then all of a sudden, like they went on that run after that Lions game, and that's the game where everybody was like, okay, this team's for real. And I just think that you're going to see that again.
I agree.
And it's just gonna flip the switch, and the whole everything, everybody's opinion on the 49ers is going to change after Monday night. And I just really believe that.
Yeah. And guys like Chris Sims and others are already on that page. So it's slowly, we'll see.
Yep. There's always a few. There's always a few that believe and recognize it, and they're not biased. They're looking at everything for what it is, and everybody else just is biased. It's just the way it is.
And it's just they'll be all along shortly. So, Russo, good stuff as usual, fam. Let's go ahead and see you tomorrow night if you got some time. All right.
Sounds good, bro. All right. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you, fam.
Have a good night.
You too.
Right.
As if remember, click Russo. Great content. Hey, is Warren? Let's see if Warren's ready now. Oh, Warren. Warren. I think Warren's done for the night.
Hello?
Oh, is that Warren?
Oh, it's me, Warren J.
Hey,
Good.
hey, Warren. Yeah, we've been looking for you, Warren. What's up?
Oh, not much, not much.
Well, Warren, man, we're sitting here talking tonight because, like, Jerry Rice upped and he's checking out all the networks and he's saying things like, the 49ers need to think about going ahead. I do believe that Deebo Samuel is a number one receiver. And also, we're also talking about Coach of the Year. Could Kyle Shanahan be in the running for that? We got to wait till we get to about 8-0, but or maybe 7-1. But Warren, what are your feelings on that number one receiver? Does Kyle Shanahan offense? Is there room or is there a need for a number one receiver?
I think no need. It's just all everybody get that touches. Spread the ball on like San Antonio Spurs.
I know, right? Ooh, good comparison. The Spurs. And how many championships did they win? I hadn't thought about that. Unselfish, lots of talent, but they all played one for all and all for one. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The big fundamental in the middle, as Shaq used to call it. There it is, though. You know, though, George Kittle is actually the number one receiver on this team. Now, nobody wants to call him that because he's a tight end. He does a lot of things. But when you got a guy that's that talented, that is your number one receiver, regardless of what position he plays. Yeah.
The go-to.
Yeah, real go-to. Who would be
next?
Yeah,
like I told you like a few weeks ago about them Cleveland Browns, they only look good on paper.
Their coach is a fool, though. Warren, you know if they had Kyle Shanahan coaching the Browns, ooh, dang. Some teams I look at, I think the coach is a fool, y'all. He's a fool. I think he gets fired this year. The Browns are not playing as good as they could play. I'm hoping, though, down the road, because the 49ers need to kick that Brownie's butt this week, but, you know, I kind of feel bad for them. In a way.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to fire the coach this year, though. But
maybe
they'll probably give him another year, too. Depending what that record is.
Yeah, because they don't make the playoffs. The coach is going to be on the hot seat for sure because that's too much talent. I mean, granted, the offensive line is so-so, but 49ers go run through that. Warren, I'm telling people I'm worried about Baker Mayfield because he's not that big of a guy. He can't see. When he's shifting around, and it's because he can't see. Now, he's got Bosa coming at him 100 miles an hour. He's got D Ford coming at him 100 miles an hour. He can't go lateral this game. He's got, and all of a sudden, Buckner and a new Arik Armstead coming up the middle. Good Lord, what is he going to do?
He got to run.
Wow. Man.
Like I said, he, you know, our D line was 6'6", 6'5".
7.
OD line.
What those guys 6'7", 6'8", somewhere in there. Yeah. You talk about the trees in the middle from Oregon. Yeah.
Right. On the edge, you got
Bosa.
You got both
Ford
and D Ford.
Bosa's just out there manhandling dudes. I mean, Bosa's out there manhandling dudes that look like they weigh about 340, 350, throwing them down on the ground, stepping on them, getting past them, move out the way. That boy is, I tell you, it's fun to watch him work. I don't believe it. He took that dude, you know, that's a Pro Bowler that they had in Pittsburgh. Bosa had him looking out like a fool. You know, Bosa's even better than I thought, y'all. Oh,
I like that pick John Lynch did with the Bosa. And that was not too many people like that pick back there like him now.
Yeah. Everything else put aside, you got to enjoy him watching football. I just wish D Ford's knee would leave him alone. Warren, if his knee would just let him play, There's no force on the planet could stop the 49ers defensive rush. Ooh, way. Man. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, you're right.
And the offense, you think they're ready to roll this week? We can't make the mistakes like we did against Pittsburgh.
Yeah, you can't turn over that ball 5 times again.
No. That's not going to
They're
happen.
going to do it again. I'm going to do it with my TV.
I know, because they could lose that game. Pittsburgh, they're not quite ready. They look a little better this way game against the Bengals, but everybody does. But, man, don't do that, Niners. Wow.
Is Tevin Coleman, he going to start this week?
He's back. He is back. I don't know, really. I would imagine probably. I worry about what they're going to do with Jeffrey Wilson. Is they going to let him suit up? Because I still want him on that 10-yard line, Warren.
Yeah, he's the goal line, man. I don't know. It's going to be tough. For running back, four-headed monster.
I know. Well, we'll see. Because everybody can't dress out. 43. Anyway, Warren, anything else? Because we will go ahead and pull up.
Well, that's good. I say, what's up to everybody? The 49 Empire. 49 brothers and sisters, you know. We're all good down here in the south of Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
I see y'all when you hit that dome, Louisiana.
And if you go in that Louisiana, let us know. Warren will be there to show you where the best gumbo in the world can be found. All right, Warren. Fam, I'll be back tomorrow night.
All
right.
Got you.
All right. Have a good night, Warren.
You too.
I tell you, hey, Mark.
I'm with the man, the myth, the 49 fan, legend, Ronbo. How you doing, man?
Hey, Mark, my man. Doing all right, Mark. Because, as the years pass, we weren't looking forward to playing teams that look like the Browns. Because we figured it was going to be us getting hurt, even though we'd be sitting back running all kind of bravado like we know what we're talking about and we're going to beat this team. We don't know how we're going to do it, but we're going to beat them. Now.
Man.
Now it's a different story. Yes. Mark, how do you feel?
Like I said in the chat, Ronbo, and a couple people said, I think this is a statement game. I said, we got to blow them out. I want to see a blowout, man. I want to see a statement game, put the league on notice. I got a couple things to cover. I'm trying to go quick. I know it's late. I see these lists coming out, top 10, top 5, and then every one, these analysts think they're smart. They put us at the bottom. If they do a top 10, we're number 10. If they do a top 5, we're number 5 because they know we're undefeated. They look stupid not putting us on the list, but they put us at the bottom.
Sure.
I'm cool with it. I like riding under the radar.
Good.
But I see a couple people talking about the Jerry Rice comment. A twofold answer on that.
Right.
Did the man say Deebo is going to be a superstar? He said a true number one. I think we're taking his words out of context as fans and running with it like we're saying he's going to be a superstar. No, every team needs a true number one. Doesn't mean he has to be a diva. Doesn't mean he has to be in the Pro Bowl. They need a true number one. If you look at Deebo play, he's that dog. He's that guy that he's only a rookie. We can see in a year or two he's going to be that true number one. Secondly, for those people who had these myths about, look at Bill Belichick or look at these systems, you don't need a number one. I'm sorry. Didn't Bill Belichick sign Randy Moss? Didn't Bill Belichick sign old boy from Cleveland Browns? Didn't Bill Belichick bring in AB? Yeah, you want your system to run the team, but when you see a talented number one, you go grab his ass. So dismiss all that. If y'all think that's just nonsense we as a fans create and analysts create. Every coach wants a number one studded receiver. That's why they go grab these dudes. That's why they give these guys a chance. It's a cheap shot at it, but they give them a chance. Come here, you a star. Let's see what we can do. We don't need you. We got our system in place. So build your system, but then you put a supercharger on top of that engine. So that's all that is.
That's a solid point there, Mark. Solid.
Well,
You want the best talent. If you could have 5 number ones or 4 number ones, you pick them up if you can afford them. That's a good point.
The key to is you have your foundation laid, so these dudes know, hey, we don't need you. We can run this without you. That's the key, is when you depended upon these dudes to come in and be the star player and make your team get to the playoffs. That's the problem. But when you build the foundation, which we have, and then you can insert a number one, you roll with that. Like, you don't build your team around somebody. Then you're going nowhere. So, yeah, it's just how you build it. It's how to coach. So some of these guys coach a team. Some of these, you know.
And Mark, you know, it's funny because just to address that point, if you do get that guy that's so much better than everybody else, and he's under the illusion that he is the team, well, now come contract time, he's going to take you out of pocket. But if he's really good and the next 2-3 guys next to him is very good, he doesn't have an argument at the arbitration table. Not really.
Right.
Because you could say, like you said, we're going to win with you without you, but if you want to be a part of this.
Right, and that's what Belichick has done. I'm just not about Belichick. I'm going to move on after this point. That's what he's done. He's created this perception that, oh, if he don't want you, then guys, when he gets done with you, people don't want you because they feel like, oh, you're washed up now. He's created this perception that it's all the system, which it is, but he's taken talent, man. Like Big Show said, you don't pass up on talent. But, man, I'm excited, Ronbo.
Stacked at wide receiver right now.
I can't wait for this game Monday night. I hate that it's on Monday because then you got to rush home from work. But I just can't wait, though. It's just a primetime game. So we're going to get it in, Ronbo.
We got to wait all the way till Monday. And the thing is, when you're going through the whole weekend, I really wish it was Sunday. I can't stand it.
Yeah, I hate it, man. I don't like Monday night playing on Monday. It's not that I'm scared of the prime time. It's the fact that we gotta wait. So you wait on Sunday, and then you got go to work, come home. I hate that.
Especially for this game. If it's anybody else,
right?
Okay, but this game.
Yeah, after a bye, especially. That's what makes it even tougher. After a bye, and you gotta wait for it. But Rambo, that's my points, man. Hey, last time I called in, my son was upset with me. He want to say goodbye, Rambo. Say bye, Rambo.
Bye. Bye. Oh, yeah, Mark, I forgot. What is his name again?
Caleb.
Caleb? Bye, Caleb.
Yeah.
Bye. Look at him. Last time, when we first started getting together, Caleb was just a tiny little guy, wasn't talking.
He was a little guy. He's 4 now, man. He's the most active 4-year-old I've been around, but he's only 4, man. But he's my little guy.
There you go. All right, Mark. You and Caleb have a great
night.
All right, Rambo. Yeah. Looking forward to that. I'll be back tomorrow. All right.
All right, Rambo.
And, by the way, fam, hey, Tony.
Ronbo. What's happening, big dog?
Tony, man, just sitting back here, man. I'm gathering reactions on the Jerry Rice statement. But Mark shed some light on it that kind of like as if he heard and read something into that a lot of people didn't. Rice wasn't saying you need a number one receiver or anything else. He's just saying you look at Deebo Samuel, he's the formula, he fits, he is the guy. But like also, you want a bunch of number one receivers if you can get them. You don't worry about anything beyond that. You want top talents. And I think that's a good point. But what are you thinking on this?
Well, I don't like the number one thing. I like the number one team. But, I mean, who was number one last year? George Kittle, wasn't it?
There's a question for everybody. Well, yeah, it was Kittle as far as that goes.
Okay, so we had multiple injuries last year and the year before, so probably Shanahan called Kittle in to play a specialised role, and he became our number one last year. Is George Kittle going to be, is he going to run the same yards and going to be our number one this year? I don't think so.
Yeah. You're probably
so. Right. What does it matter who's number one? I mean, we're human beings. We're not. I respect everybody's opinion. I want to say that firstly, so I don't want to offend anyone. But we're human beings. We're not retards. All we have to do is look at the stats at the end of the year, and the stats will tell you who was number one.
True.
But what does it matter? What would you call? Would you call Shanahan an innovator?
Yeah.
Well,
to some degree.
If you're an innovator, that means you're ahead of everybody else. And if you're an innovator, people are either going to follow you or you're going to cause the other people to make some stupid mistakes because they don't know where you're coming from. Right? They don't know where you're coming from. What's the point of putting a number one over somebody's locker? We just see who it is at the end of the year. Everybody's going to know who it is. The stats tell the story.
That's true.
But, that's my opinion on that. But
no, I agree. Because the term itself, with Kyle Shanahan, it kind of bothers me. I want the top talents, but I don't need to label any one of them number one with his system. I'd like to have number ones all over the field, but I don't know that I need it. Like you're saying, at the end of the year, the number one's going to emerge anyway. You're going to see by his numbers that he was the best we had. That's an excellent point as well.
Yeah, and I mean, last time I looked, I mean, I thought, like, with Shanahan, imagine being a defensive coordinator against Shanahan. I mean, there would be times where you just
throw your hands up in the air.
Get the shit that bad, and you just throw the clipboard in the air and say, "I've had enough of this place. I can't figure it."
And head to the locker room.
That's the beautiful part about being an innovator in this game and changing it all up. So, the guys on the sideline, coach, how are we going to line up? What are we going to do? I don't know. I don't know who Jimmy the Pimp's going to throw the ball to next. Could be this guy, could be that guy, could be this guy, could be that guy. Keeping the opposition in confusion mode is the best way to have it. I mean, we go to war every week, obviously without weapons, but we go to war against another tribe every week.
Yes.
And when you go to war, you don't want the opposition to know exactly what you've planned or what you're going to do or what's going to happen.
Yes. And that's exactly what Shanahan does.
And I think if you grab all our players and said, "Oh, who's number one?" They say, "He's number one." No, he's number one. Kid will say, "No, I'm not number one. Goodwin's number one. This guy's number one." Let them be the way they are. They're not selfish. All of them say, "We don't care. We're playing for the team. We're playing for each other. We're playing to win." That's what you want. You want to bring in someone that wears a watch on the field and
Tony, you and I agree. I got to think about OBJ and his little things. He was crying about his earring being jerked out of his ear.
Yeah, like some of the other guys say, we don't need disruptions in this locker room. The locker room is going so well. We've got a beautiful balance of veteran leadership and young talent and a lot of speed. And if we go through every single player that Jimmy G can throw the ball to, Kittle, the fullback, Goodwin, there's over 10 of them that he can throw the ball to. Now, how are you going to double team all of those guys?
You're not. If you do, Trent Taylor's going to kill you. Yeah.
So
yes.
And we've got so much speed that doesn't matter who you double team, you're going to get burnt anyway.
Yeah.
And like some of the guys are saying, we still haven't even seen Jalen Hurd on the field yet. We're, in full
We've not
flight.
seen Jalen. We've not seen Trent Taylor on the field. I don't know how long McKinnon's going to last with this organization, but the thing is, when you think about who's coming back, it's exciting. Taylor comes back, and he was having the best camp of anybody. Tony, do you realize the magnitude of that statement with what we're seeing so far? Good Lord, Trent must have been really cutting up. So I think, God, man.
So have we seen the best of the 49ers yet?
No, not even close. That's what
I don't think so.
Beauty of it. Good Lord.
That is the beauty of it. And that's my opinion. Probably might upset a few people, but
no, I don't think so. That's a good.
I think we should just see who emerges as the number one at the end of the year, and that's it.
There you go.
Why do we have to label the person? We're full.
It's currently George Kittle already, by the way, too. Tony, we're going to go.
If it's going to be him, it's going to be him
right?
again, so be it.
Yes. Agreed.
As long as we're getting those W's, Ronbo, I don't think anything else is going to matter. And if we find ourselves in the Super Bowl this year, there's going to be a lot of happy people.
Oh, you know it. All right, Tony. You have a great day. I'm
All
looking
right,
for you
fella.
tomorrow.
Shout out to everyone, mate. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tony. All right.
Thanks, mate.
And this is Mad 614 says, golf eats hot dogs with one hand on the back of head. I pictured that too, you know. It's George Kittle coming down the field with the ball in the end zone, you know. Where did he, George Kittle? Guy's such a character. Fab, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Oh, by the way, Matt Miyoko, I guess that's where people are getting information from. Today is the headline for the NFL to make a schedule change for Sunday Night Football. And the very reliable Matt Miyoko of NBC Sports Bay Area is hearing the chances are very, more than one very, very slim that the 49ers-Rams matchup at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum will be moved from its current schedule 1:05 p.m. kickoff. So, yeah. Anyway, you know, it's when you got that number of games to choose from during the course of the day, it's okay. It doesn't have to be that at nighttime. I'd rather get it over with. I can't wait anyway. But it would be nice just to get that kind of respect, right? 49ers, Rams. Blame the Rams. See, when you give up 55 points, teams, the NFL people out in the East, they don't like us in the West anyway. First thing they say is, oh, no. Well, you know what? Let's not. What? The Rams are going through what every team goes through after the Super Bowl. They'll have moments, and then they'll have more moments of not so good. Meanwhile, the 49ers are coming up. If they were playing anybody but the Rams, let's go. It'd be funny if the Rams started to get disrespect already. I would love this so. Because, fam, I told you. And same with the Hawks. And somebody said Colin Cowherd is putting the Hawks up beyond the 49ers. I don't. I guess maybe because of the game against the Steelers. And then we've been a little sloppy the first two games. We're still ironing out the kinks, but they're still coming out with W's. Fam, you and I both know when the kinks get ironed out, and they will get ironed out because that's the kind of coach Kyle Shanahan is, you can rest assured somebody's going to get hurt. I mean, there's going to be some teams that are really going to get hurt, and not us. So, because the defense, and imagine, you're probably not seeing the best from the defense yet either. Think about that for a moment. That defense can actually get better, too. Some of them assignments are being missed. Little mistakes here and there are still being missed. They're still getting there. The offense is a work in progress. But as Jimmy G evolves, so will the offense, and so will the timing and everything else. Because Jimmy G is capable of throwing people open. We're not seeing that as much as we should. But I'm pretty sure we will as soon as Kyle gets that ironed out. Because you can rest assured with Kyle Shanahan, the offense is definitely not going to be sloppy. Not for a whole year. Maybe the talking heads in the NFL don't see that yet. I got a feeling they soon will. Fam, hey, Fam, please hit that like. Will you please hit that like before you go? And I'm going to be back tomorrow, and let's talk some more 49er football. Niners! Night, Elisa.